Hello people of Earth, it's your pal the Orbital Outcast, Rad Gnarly, coming away with another low-key broadcast. Today is Thursday, and you know what that means. We've got another GWA supercard to call, and a career to advance in Fire Pro Wrestling World. But first I'd like to say hello to everyone in chat or checking us out on VOD. No matter where or when you happen to be in this great big old world of ours, happy to have you with us. Hope the day finds you well. Okay, as per usual, I have booked ourselves, let me just get in the corner here, booked ourselves our GWA card. We have made our roster adjustments. We've sent our scouts out. I'm going to obsessively save, even though all I've done is load this promotion. Okay, we're going to proceed. Actually, let me check if there's anyone available on the roster to lend out. I know we are estranged amongst the other major American promotions. Yeah, kind of friendly with pretty much everybody else, though, yeah? Ooh, yeah, definitely friendly with everybody else. They're either with us or against us here in this universe. Only 13 wrestlers in the WWE. Oh, one of which I just noticed, the WWE has signed Atsushi Onita to their roster, the 66-year-old Japanese deathmatch legend. Atsushi Onita is currently in the WWE. I just noticed that scanning their roster recently. Let's see if we can send someone out to New Japan. There we go, Shida. They're not very popular, but that's okay. We're a good promotion, and they will help them become more popular. Please, please, please. Ah, no interest in Hikaru Shida. All right, let's try one more time. Oh, there we go. New signee Sasha Banks. Let's see if they're not very popular still. Let's try anyway. There we go. So Sasha's going to been on the indies for a bit, so she's gonna go warm up in New Japan for us before we debut her on the main roster next week. So we have that set. That actually helps out. That'll help with her boost her popularity, shake off some ring rust. It's all headcanon. It's all headcanon. All right, we're gonna proceed. Fingers crossed everybody shows up for work. Let me double check that I've made. Yeah, it's about $1.5 million in expenses, so I'm assuming I've made merchandise and stuff. Trust me. Sept event. As you know, this is year 5. September of year 5, we're going to the end of year 7, and then we're going to be resetting the wrestling universe. Speaking of our wrestling universe, here's a match you can probably see on your weekly television in this day and age, if the stars align. Let me just save because everyone showed up. Never know extenuating circumstances or anything like that. Our first match here is just a straight up singles, because we're trying to space out the title matches here. As Xavier Woods, again, on a hot streak since coming back from Japan, taking on Dragon Dojo's Johnny Gargano. Let's get down to the ring for our opening contest. As you can see, we're just under 65,000 strong here tonight. I jacked up the ticket prices to, I think, $60 again. We're going to see if we can sell out the stadium at that. The goal is, obviously, if we can sell at the 65,000-seat arena at $100 a ticket, that's, 6.5 mil at the gate. So that's what the eventual best possible outcome in terms of business is for you. So something to shoot for. I don't know if we're going to reach it by the end of the 7th year before we reset everything and start a new, more challenging version of this, as we've been pretty much dominating the wrestling landscape since you're like about halfway through this, so like 2.5 years in, I would say. Once we build up a good enough roster. So you see two shining examples here in our opening contest. Johnny Gargano, lots of tag and singles success with Dragon Dojo. Xavier Woods flirted with a bit of singles gold here and there. Never really able to establish much of a rhythm. Recently returned from a 4 to 6 month stint in Japan. Last month they were victorious over guest wrestler Ben Kay from Dragon Gate. Here they are against some GWA talent for the first time since their return, and Gargano has the Gargano escape locked on to the center of the ring. Woods able to escape though, as we are sub 5 minutes in this contest. Might be a little early to lock on that escape, but Gargano just showing that he can get you anytime, anywhere. Xavier Woods often described as a jack of all trades, master of none. I suppose you could just call him a decent all-rounder. On the losing end of that argument, those forearms and punches. Oh, Perhaps playing possum a little bit. Into the cover quickly. No count, says senior official Mr. Bigfoot. They're strolling down the gnarly wrestling aisle. The creature on feature, as always, our senior official, Mr. Bigfoot, into the pin quickly, but Xavier Woods able to get a hand on the bottom rope, and again a foot on the bottom rope, breaking up 2 pin attempts in a row. After a series of super kicks, Gargano dragging away from the rope smartly this time, but elects to inflict more damage rather than go for a cover there. No, Northern Lights again thwarted. Unusual, faulty ring positioning of Johnny Gargano as he whips Xavier Woods into the corner with that head scissor. Xavier Woods has been setting up for something in the corner for some time, unable to even get close to running at him. Gargano firmly in control of this one since pretty much the opening bell. Oh, you see Woods now fighting from underneath, trying to get back onto an even offensive keel. Gargano doing everything he can to maintain that offensive momentum and eventually put Xavier Woods away, probably sooner rather than later if he can get that Gargano escape locked on again. Might have an opportunity here. Oh my goodness me, kneeling super kick, but Xavier Woods pops right back up. Perhaps the last burst of energy for Woods here. You got to get something going. Oh, spiked on the top of their head there. And respond in kind. Both men down, but Woods back up. First, oh, another DDT to Gargano there. Woods with a bit of a mountain to climb. Oh, Shining Wizard! Pulling Gargano away from the ropes, it is very difficult to set up a pin or submission in the northern and southern corners of the ring. It's easier to go east-west or, preferably, dead center, as Gargano rolls him toward the middle of the ring and locks on the Gargano escape once again.
Give up.
Great positioning there from senior official Mr. Bigfoot, but Xavier Woods able to power his way out. This match continues. Xavier Woods running nearly on empty here. Gotta get something going in a big bad way. Pressing the current advantage they have with those knees in the corner. That's knees in the corner.
10 minutes gone.
As we pass 10 minutes, Xavier Woods gets his face super kicked off. Gargano just, again, positioning him, trying to get him in the center of the ring for that Gargano escape. Oh, throat thrust! That's what pinned Ben K last month! Oh, just a 2 count here against Gargano. That surprise throat thrust. Shades of the big red machine. Oh no! Xavier Woods colliding with the other big furry machine here. Mr. Bigfoot, who is down and out. You can see bleeding from the forehead, will get them 10-2 between matches. The blood racing down the eyes of the official here may make them slower to count or to call for a submission. Oh man, alive. Xavier Woods with that rolling clothesline. Discus lariat, let's call it. It's easier to say. Oh, and another throat thrust. Xavier Woods with a flurry of offense here. Oh my goodness me. Multiple palm strikes under the chin of Gargano. Trying to knock the man out. Gargano, though, doing his best. Another throat thrust from Woods into a deep leg hook. 2! Almost puts Gargano down. The striking ability of Xavier Woods has improved exponentially since returning from Japan. Something we are noticing out of this individual. A new aspect to the offensive prowess of Xavier Woods on display as he circles Gargano now. Throws him off the ropes. Oh, rolling so much to the midsection. Gargano looking for the escape. Woods fights him off. Sensing victory here. Perhaps snap from the jaws of defeat as you see Woods downing Gargano once again. Off the ropes this time. Huge clothesline. Gets his man back up. Oh, more palm strikes under the chin. Off the ropes again. Drop kick to the back. Another slap to the face puts Gargano down. Woods is looking for something in particular to finish him off. You can't give Gargano an opportunity, though, as he slaps on the Gargano escape once more. Mr. Bigfoot over to make the call. And Woods able to escape once again. That's 3 times now in this matchup. And Woods has been able to escape the Gargano escape. Oh, huge spear off the ropes. Gargano says this is it. Drops a couple of huge elbows, one off the top, and then locks on a variation of the figure 4 with a heel hook. And that'll do it. Xavier Woods forced to tap at that submission. The Gargano escape not able to do the trick. Woods had that scouted all match. So a modified figure 4 with a heel hook eventually does the trick, and Johnny Gargano of Dragon Dojo picks up a huge victory over oh geez, I hate when Michael Cole says this, but it's the first thing that came to mind. A game! Xavier Woods definitely came to fight this night. Some impressive strikes on display from Woods there. Very interesting stuff. Alright, coming up next we have action in our tag team division as our only, permanent tag team. Josh Alexander and Ethan Page, no longer existing in real life. The North is still together here, though, as they're set to face 2 more members of the Dragon Dojo. That's right, Walter and Daichi Hashimoto, who comprise 2/3 of our GWA 6-person tag team champions. So possible title implications if Josh and Ethan Page can pull off the victory here. Let's get down to the ring and see how it shakes out. Both of these teams trying to climb the tag team rankings, but of course there are 6-person implications should the North pick up a victory against 2/3 of the 6-person champs. Find themselves a tag team partner that might compete with a Daniel Bryan and see what happens. But first, they have to pin or submit a member of Dragon Dojo. Now, Josh Alexander is very technically sound and has a devastating spinning pile driver. Likewise, Ethan Page, pretty technically sound. I don't want to say more of a comedic, but more of a sneaky style wrestler than a Josh Alexander, and has a spinning Uranagi or rock bottom called the Spinning Dwayne as his knockout. Walter has those vicious chops, as we know, and a just devastating power bomb, all setting up for the Gojira clutch, I believe, is his variation of just pretty much a rear naked choke. Scissor sleeper just engulfs you in his manness and just squeezes the life out of y'all. And Daichi Hashimoto, of course, known for his kicks and for the move made famous first by his Hall of Fame father, Shinya Hashimoto, the dangerous DDT, as we now see Ethan Page and Daichi Hashimoto for the first time in this matchup. Locking horns. Hashimoto looking to keep Page on the side of the Dragon Dojo, or the Dragon Dojo side of the ring, excuse me. You see Page expertly positioning himself on the northern tip, though it is, of course, the western corner of this ring, or blue corner. Ooh, nicely done there. You see Alexander leaning against the ropes to actually cancel the momentum of Ethan Page, making sure he's not whipped off the ropes and in fact can stop his movement there. Nice tag team wrestling, as both teams are able to tag up as a result. Walter and Alexander now. Walter off the ropes. Oh, huge clothesline turns Alexander inside out. Walter's offense is not fancy, but he puts every ounce of his being into hurting you. The Iron Golem of the GWA. Walter going toe-to-toe and tete-a-tete with Josh Alexander now. Go behind thwarted. Just throws his weight bodily against Josh Alexander there. Does Walter. Blocks the elbow off the ropes, and Alexander thinks better of things. Tagging out Ethan Page so he can get at least a temporary tag team advantage there on that assisted powerbomb. Now Ethan Page has to contend. Oh, with the might, the muscle, the menace of Walter. Quickly switches things up, tags out to Hashimoto, who he thinks has things well in hand. You see Walter able to just walk out to the apron there. No, Daichi's got it. And so he had, winning that exchange and then locking on that head vice of sorts. Nice rolling leg lariat there from Hashimoto. Still fairly early going here in terms of a tag team contest. We're still in the initial single versus single. As you can see, Josh Alexander is trying to match up with Walter. Likewise, Ethan Page is spending the most ring time with Hashimoto. It seems both of these teams on their scouting report are trying to get these singles matches to their advantage. We're going to see which team is able to switch this up at some point and take advantage of that new dynamic. That usually plays into the finish of things. As you see now, Walter tagged in. They might be able to, or they might be beginning to make that exchange right now. We'll see how Ethan Page reacts. Well, he racked well enough for that powerbomb, able to kick out at 2. Now you see him trying immediately, it seems, trying to get his way over to the corner to get to Josh Alexander. Walter doing his best to slow him down. There, big DDT there, allowing the tag. Yep. Sticking to the game plan are both the North and the Dragon Dojo, though it looks like the Dragon Dojo more willing to try to mix things up and get a mismatch in skill sets. Like a Walter versus Ethan Page, they think, is a mismatch.
10 minutes gone.
Oh gosh, big powerbomb dead center of the ring from Walter. Heavy artillery now coming out from the Dragon Dojo camp. As Josh Alexander is thrown outside, there are no countouts or disqualifications on the floor of the GWA. The action continues until both legal combatants are back in the ring. Dangerous DDT on the floor from Hashimoto to Alexander. Hashimoto hitting his finish. Meanwhile, a huge powerbomb from Ethan Page to Walter. Both teams having to tag up now after some surprising offense there. Walter and Hashimoto able to double powerbomb. Oh, Alexander, but then Ethan Page falling on top of his own partner. He needed that suplex. Able to maintain his advantage, though, is Page. Page and Alexander of the North looking to climb the ranks. We only have one tag team belt in this promotion, so they are trying to earn themselves a shot. Likewise, Walter and Hashimoto, a combination thereof, featuring them or fellow Dragon Dojo members, have perennially been in tag team contention, as are most stables in this league. Oh, a huge clothesline there, but Page is right back up and bringing the fight back to Walter. Okay, says Walter, how about a powerbomb with a pin? Hashimoto running interference. Page still out at 2. Oh, rolling hills there from Alexander, catching Hashimoto unawares. Nicely done there. Let's see if Page will make the tag, and he will. Page able to withstand the offense of Walter long enough to get Josh Alexander back in the ring, and there's an assisted powerbomb in his own right. But Walter again undeterred, folds Alexander over, but wrong side of the ring to attempt a pin like that. Oh, powerbomb neckbreaker combo there to Hashimoto from the North. Hashimoto has to retreat to the apron, at least momentarily, as Walter is quick to make the tag, and now you've seen the two singles matches. Make some changes here, as it's now Hashimoto against Alexander. Hashimoto with that leg lariat across the face, off the ropes once more. Oh, running knee strike to the side of the jaw. Seems to have woken Alexander up. Back and forth they go. Big disc at elbow. Oh, high kick to the side of the face from Hashimoto ends that argument. Alexander here positioning for an ankle lock. Nicely done. Far enough away from the ropes. But spiked on the top of his head with a DDT. Hashimoto again is going to have some difficulty. It's hard to get things lined up properly north-south. Alexander proving me wrong there with that previous submission attempt, but Hashimoto thinking better of it. Getting Walter back in the ring, and now it's Walter and Ethan Page. As we crest 20 minutes here. Oh, in the corner of Dragon Dojo, Walter folds him into the pin. Hashimoto has all the room in the world to run defense, but Page again out at 2. Thought that may have done it. Ethan Page showing that they're made of sterner stuff. Big standing sleeper here. Hashimoto again running defense. Oh, Page just able to escape there. I thought that may have done it as well. Once you hit about the 20-minute mark in matches like this, the first or the next serious submission attempt usually does the trick. People are gassed. Oh, the spinning Dwayne to Walter. What power from Ethan Page into the cover. 1, 2. Able to hoist the big man up there and spin him around there. Oh my gosh, another dangerous DDT to Alexander. I don't think Page is aware of the trauma to the top of the head of his partner there. Tagging Alexander freshly in. Has just suffered that dangerous DDT though. Might be able to take out his frustrations on Hashimoto. Aichi looking to put him away. Oh man. Huge kick to the side of the head there. As you see, we have passed 20 minutes finally. Oh. Vicious clothesline to the back of the head. Now they're going to mix things up again. Page backing in on the action. Gets Hashimoto. Alexander. Oh my goodness me. Nice jumping knee strike. To the side of the face. Oh, and a leg lariat. Hashimoto with those dangerous strikes on display. Brought him a lot of success here in the Dragon Dojo. Not a lot of singles success though. Have yet to see a sustained singles push out of any single member of the Dragon Dojo other than Daniel Bryan, our current heavyweight champion of the world, who we're going to see in action later tonight in our main event. But a main event caliber tag team match and only our second contest here. As now Walter fends off Ethan Page long enough to get Hashimoto back in the swing of things. Missing wildly with that kick is Hashimoto, but able to spike Page with a DDT. Pulls him away from the ropes. Oh, knee across the face, but too close to the ropes there to make a proper cover. Alexander in to deal a little bit of damage there, trying to throw Hashimoto off his rhythm. But Rhythm is a dancer. The side of the face of Ethan Page. Oh, diving kick to the back of the head. Rolls him into the cover. 1, 2, but Alexander there to break things up. Not close enough to the center to allow Walter the time he would need to get over to break up the pin. Now Page trying to press. There he goes. Able to find the room to make a tag. Hashimoto likewise, evading both members of the North to lure Alexander to the side of the Dragon Dojo where he tags out to Walter. Oh, lays a big boot upside Alexander's head. See Dragon Dojo smartly trying to keep Alexander on their side of the ring. Josh Alexander, though, the walking weapon, just fending off Walter at every turn. And speaking of turns, there's that spinning tombstone pile driver. Wrong side of the ring to make the cover, though. Easily broken up in one. But where does Walter go from here after that devastating maneuver? Oh, vicious clothesline to the back of Josh Alexander's head. A chop across the chest. Boston Crab, and this should do it. After 25 minutes, Walter hooking in a deep Boston Crab, trying to snap the back of Josh Alexander in half. No choice but to tap. Dragon Dojo, your winners over the North. In a heck of a contest. Really, I wouldn't put that in the 90s, but 88%. The fans enjoyed that one. 12%, I guess, were getting snacks or still settling into their seats, perhaps. All right, coming up next, we got our first title fight of the night. GCW champion Bronson Reed is actually helping the GCW title work its way up our card as now the third match and usually opens our shows. After wins against Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles, the industry's Matt Robinson has challenged Bronson Reed for the gold, and we're going to go down to the ring and see how that shakes out. Bronson Reed, of course, representing Finn Balor and the Demon Club. As always, the Creature on Feature, the senior official here in the GWA. When you stroll down the gnarly wrestling aisle, be sure to wink in a gun to Mr. Bigfoot. Wisely getting into the way of the big Bronson Reed there. We saw Mr. Bigfoot injured in our first match. Hope they're doing better. You can see their cuts all patched up. Robinson into an early cover, less than a minute into this one. Perhaps making a statement more than anything, or just checking the cardiovascular conditioning of one Bronson Reed, your GCW champion, who, as we said, earned that title by defeating Brock Lesnar and has since defended it against AJ Styles. Matt Robinson thinking themselves in that class of, or in that world class of competition, adding their name to the hat here, and Bronson Reed more than happy to oblige. The Fighting is Championship is the GCW championship here in the GWA. Got to change the game one show at a time. It is the only title that we defend on each and every one of our events. Matt Robinson there, nice kicks to the midsection, trying to commit Grand Theft Oxygen on Bronson Reed. Just take the wind out of him. Back to the midsection again. And now a choke here. You see him going back to this scissored sleeper he doesn't normally use. Different strategy out of Matt Robinson here. And again, there are no countouts or disqualifications on the floor. Both gentlemen here are free to fight as long as they're both outside the ring. They can do pretty much whatever they want to one another. Well, within the context of a professional wrestling match, that is. There are a plethora of weapons available under the ring. Oh, and there is a very thin layer of foam over the steel guardrail surrounding it. Now they're back into the ring here. Bronson Reed up top. Big splash up the top. Looking to finish things early. Solid 2 count there, but Robinson pops up just at the count of 2.
5 minutes gone.
Hear the 5-minute call. Things starting to heat up. Back and forth they go. We see Bronson Reed trying to position Matt Robinson more toward the center of the ring with each strike. Oh, into the pedigree. Dead center. That's Robinson's finish. Rolls him over. 1, 2. Bronson Reed out after a solid 2 count. Both men kicking out of big moves from the other. And we're only 6 minutes deep. Another pedigree. Robinson looking to make short work of the champ. 2. Reed out again at 2. That's 2 pedigrees in a row. Oh, big Samoan drop there from Bronson Reed, driving all his way down into the chest of Matt Robinson, but unable to get enough momentum off the ropes to deal another devastating move. There you see another Samoan drop. Bronson Reed looks to be sucking wind a bit. The tactics of Matt Robinson working thus far. You see Reed looks a little bit winded every time they stop moving. Matt Robinson with a discus punch. High hook kick to the side of the face, and off the ropes he comes now. Big knee to the side of the jaw. Reed is back up to get more kicks to the midsection. Fundamental strategy working very well here for Matt Robinson. If Bronson Reed can't breathe, he cannot fight you. Oh, sit-out dominator by Matt Robinson, and pulls the man right back up. Now working Reed into the corner. Champion looking to be in trouble unless he can fight his way free here. Oh, went for that big brain buster, but Matt Robinson countered it and dumps Bronson Reed to the floor. This may actually have some advantage for the champion there, as you see him allows him a bit of time to catch his breath before returning to the ring. Robinson missing with that big spin kick. Reed follows him all the way across the ring and ties him to the tree of woe and starts working on Matt Robinson's midsection. Turnabout being fair play. And the GCW champion Bronson Reed. As we pass 10 minutes here, huge clothesline from Robinson. Tries to follow it up, but Reed kicks him off. Another pedigree. Third pedigree in the matchup for Reed. Robinson rolls him over. 1, 2. No! Bronson Reed just kicks there. Champion looks to be on his last legs as we're just past the 10-minute mark. Matt Robinson, a huge backdrop on the floor. Oh, just bodily throws Bronson Reed to the ground now. Matt Robinson putting on a clinic. Sit-out dominator on the floor. Reed again. Bronson trying for that brainbuster. Matt Robinson has had it scouted all match. Another sit-out dominator from the challenger. Champion in a big bad way here. Of course, both these individuals have to get back in the ring. Huge clothesline there from Reed. Trying to fight his way back into this. Matt Robinson able to shake it off, though. Oh, deliver a big devastating lariat of his own. I was going to say, we can't finish this match until he gets into the ring. Might behoove Bronson Reed to keep things outside until they can get back into the swing of it, but looking to do what they can. Just got to start with that clothesline. Matt Robinson able to bodily move Bronson Reed pretty much anywhere they want in the ring to this point. Don't forget, though, that Bronson Reed has a pretty devastating splash off the top, and they are near a corner. Bronson Reed can get Robinson. Oh, there it is! Brainbuster from Reed! Unable to follow up, though. Unable to make the cover is Reed before Robinson is again up. Oh, nice! Scoops him into a Samoan drop there. Robinson able to counter, a jumping suplex of his own. The technical prowess of Matt Robinson on display. Bronson Reed able to punch him in the throat and drop him to the canvas. Oh, spin kick, but Reed's back up. Oh, into the corner he sends him. Robinson counters with another pedigree. That's pedigree number 4. 1, 2. No, Robinson's up, Reed is up again. What does Matt Robinson have to do to keep Bronson Reed down? As we passed 15 minutes, and he actually allowed champion Bronson Reed a moment to recover. Oh, this is it. Rolls through into the armbar. That will do it. Hadn't seen that all match. Forgot he had that in his arsenal. That roll through into the armbar, and Bronson Reed, after 16 minutes of punishment, surrenders the GCW championship to the industry's Matt Robinson. The back-rolling cross arm breaker proves the difference in a classic, and your new GCW champion is Matt Robinson. Let me make a note of that here. I have so many notepads open right now. GCW. There's now M. Robinson. There we go. First title match, first title change. Could that be a portent of things to come as we roll along here in the GWA? This is a preview of a match that we're going to be pushing next month. Next week, you're going to see Roosh defend the GWA Junior Heavyweight Championship against Darby Allin And they have chosen, and by they I mean Camp Firefly, have chosen this moment to debut the new member of Camp Firefly. That's right, after Karrion Kross was defeated in a match where he had to win to keep his spot in the stable and was then summarily released from his GWA contract. Bray Wyatt has now recruited Wardlow to be the 5th member of Camp Firefly. So it is Wardlow backing up Darby Allin against GWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Rush and their stablemate in Los Ricos, AJ Styles. Let's save this once more and get down to the ring for tag team action. Coda, good to see you, buddy. Absolutely. The creature on feature, the senior official here as you stroll down the gnarly wrestling aisle, the GWA. That's right. That's Senior Sasquatch. Mr. Bigfoot is the head and only official of GWA. Only the best and brightest. That includes our refereeing staff. As you see now, Darby Allin and Rush squaring off. This is a preview of our championship contest, as we mentioned. That'll be happening on the show next week. Next month in our timeline, next week in real time, Rush will be defending the GWA Junior strap against Darby Allin, who he's in there with now. Test of strength between the two gentlemen solves nothing. Some nice amateur action here out of these two gentlemen to start things off. As you see AJ Styles in the corner of Rush, their stablemate in Los Ricos, a stable headed by Rey Mysterio. All about that money. AJ Styles in for the first time in this matchup. Darby Allin's tag team partner in the red corner is Wardlow, the newest member of Camp Firefly, as we're about to see Wardlow for the first time in this one. Some more power has been added to Camp Firefly with the departure of both Mr. Brody Lee, RIP, and Karrion Kross. Luchasaurus at one point was slated to be part of Camp Firefly, but I gotta tell you, 3 broken necks, and Bray Wyatt was like, "No, I'm gonna step back and just let them have their own career. I guess they don't need to let me in," says the Fiend. And not to say we don't wish Luchasaurus a speedy recovery. As my second screen goes down for no reason. There we go. AJ Styles doing his best to avoid the power of Wardlow. Now going toe-to-toe with those punches. Styles surprisingly getting the better of it. Oh, nice rolling elbow combination there. Tags back in. The GWA Junior Champion. Gonna make a statement here against Camp Firefly, more especially against Darby Allin. Doesn't matter who he brings his back up. Rush wants to prove he is the best junior heavyweight in GWA. As you see him get a nice deep leg hook and a 2 count there on Wardlow. He's got to regroup and tag out to Darby Allin. He'll be challenging next month, / next week, as we said, for Rush's GWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. Future challenger in the corner there. A little whip Rush into the turnbuckle. See what they can follow it up with. Another one. Nicely done. Darby Allin will, of course, be looking for that coffin drop, that no-look splash off the top. No-look back splash off the top, I should say. Kind of a trust fall, if you will. And he has missed it before, so he trusts that he can hit his opponent, and he's not entirely accurate every time. Oh, see a nice drop kick to the face there from Rush, who has a double underhook pile driver as a finish. Also utilized as a double stump off the top, and a cannonball in the corner as part of their more signature offense. Also content to slug it out, it looks like. But Darby Allin able to get the better of that. Yeah, I need to find a way to get my second screen higher so I can actually read chat. It's way down here. Whoop. And a way down here. Whoop. I mean, I like that I'm bowing to it. Oh, nice! Flipping senton splash there from AJ Styles, but wrong part of town, as Darby Allin's easily able to come in and break that pin attempt up. Wardlow sending AJ outside, tagging out to Darby Allin immediately, making AJ and Darby legal on the outside. Smart strategy there at a Camp Firefly, allowing more time in a 2-on-1 before Rush can get over there. Oh, a huge double powerbomb there for both members of the Los Ricos team. Back and forth they go, another one for AJ. Wardlow and Darby putting on a clinic. Oh no, oh no, oh! Allin able to counter that tombstone into one of his own. A reminder that AJ Styles and Darby Allin are your legal competitors, but the action will continue until both of them are back in the ring. There are no countouts or disqualifications outside the ring. of the GWA. He's gonna fight it out there. Oh, Pele kick to the face of Wardlow. As AJ Styles was able to fight him off. Wardlow rolling back in the ring, tagging up for whatever reason. Styles with a huge super kick. Oh, Wardlow seemed to have baited AJ Styles into the ring. And then AJ Styles promptly suplexes Wardlow out. Darby Allin rolls back in, and AJ and Darby Allin, your legal combatants, finally back in the ring, and this thing is going to settle back down into a tag team contest. Oh, Coda, that's so sweet of you to say. Oh, this is like our 29th week of doing wrestling calling, so I'm kind of getting used to doing this stuff. But table reads or me reading books to people, I would do any of that would be great. Or you want to redub some, you want to cut some Arrested Development style stuff, and I can pretend to be Ron Howard. He was in fact not Ron Howard. Off the ropes goes Wardlow. Oh, big drop kick to the chest there from the junior heavyweight champion Roosh. Into a cover, but again, wrong side of the Burning Hammer sign. And if you're feeling a little sluggish, as we often do, throw down a Burning Hammer energy drink. Official sponsor, official energy drink of the GWA. Much like Prince Pepperoni, as you see it on the bottom corner there, is the official pizza distributor for the GWA. Monster Gains, of course, being the official supplement company. See our sponsors all over the place. Mind you, I might be in the way of the Monster Games one. It is in the top turnbuckle most of the time. Oh my goodness me. Wardlow just laying in the lefts and rights onto Roosh in that corner. Big powerbomb. As Darby Allin looks on in approval. Oh, Roosh able to find the time and the space to take out AJ Styles here. Likewise, Wardlow refreshing things on the other side of the equation. We got AJ Styles and Darby Allin. AJ doesn't seem to be aware of it. Oh, he is now. The savvy veteran able to thwart that sneak attack from Darby Allin. Into the Styles Clash. Center of the ring. Rolls him over. Roosh has got a... Oh, Roosh elects to stay on the apron. I guess deciding discretion is the better part of valor there, knowing Wardlow can easily break up that pin, but surely the damage still done after that Styles Clash. Darby Allin is doing his best to fight free of AJ Styles. Ties him into the Tree of Woe there. Gets some shots in the midsection, but Inushi. Oh man, gut check time for Darby Allin. Thought he was going for the Uchi-Goroshi. Get ready to fly, says AJ. Or perhaps, I guess more accurately these days, he'd say, you don't want none. Oh, back and forth they go. This would be an interesting singles matchup as well. Oh! Discus chop there from AJ dropping Darby Allin, but Darby Allin able to fend off both gentlemen. Coffin drop to Roosh in the corner. Just like that. Into the cover, but no. Not even close to the right corner to do any permanent damage, but Roosh here with a double stop. Missed it. Able to hit that tombstone though. Tags out to Styles against Styles. Has seen a lot of action in this one. Oh, thought he was just going to be the backup for Roosh, but he seems to be doing the lion's share of the work. Into another Styles Clash here in the Los Ricos corner. Roosh running defense. Oh, man. Gets chokeslam for his troubles. Styles able to get out. There's the Uchi-Goroshi. Styles is setting up for the phenomenal forearm. Nails it. Into the cover. Roosh back in to run defense once more. Oh, Darby Allin again out of two. Meanwhile, Roosh gets hit with an F10 from Wardlow. The action hot and heavy here as we have passed 20 minutes in this tag match. It seems the better AJ does against Darby Allin, the worse Roosh does against Wardlow. As those are your two legal fighters now. Roosh trying to shrug off the effects of that F10 he just got hit with. Oh no, another one! Out of the ring! Oh my gosh, I thought he was going to throw him out of the ring. Into the cover goes Wardlow. Wrong side of the ring though. Wrong side of the Burning Hammer logo to attempt a pin there. Darby Allin unable to run interference. Again has to tag up. Not the smartest ring psychology from either member of Camp Firefly, but they're more known for their brutality than anything else. Goodness gracious me, I don't know if we're going to hit 25 minutes. Oh no, once again, Mr. Bigfoot downed in the middle of the action. This might affect their time, or the time it takes them to count a pinfall or submission, but don't you worry. Even though they seem to be bleeding, we will patch them up and have them ready to ref the next matchup. The security and safety of our single and senior official is paramount to those of us behind the scenes at GWA. now AJ Styles and Darby Allin are once again going at it, much to the delight of the crowd. What a heated contest this is turning out to be. Goodness me. Oh, man. Spins that into a powerbomb. Just a 2 count, though, as Wardlow's able to break things up. Darby Allin rolls up AJ. Oh, almost got him with that small package. Sneaky, sneaky stuff there from Darby Allin. Oh, eats a super kick, though, from the phenomenal one. Darby Allin still bringing the fight to Styles. Oh, roll through, but no, Roosh is quickly over there to break it up. Again, this is all building towards Roosh versus Darby Allin next week, and that's it! As you see, AJ Styles lock on the calf crusher, and Roosh come in to celebrate, mockingly being real tranquilo about the victory for he and AJ Styles, Los Ricos, proving the better over Camp Firefly on this one. An impressive debut from Wardlow on the Camp Firefly side, but unfortunately on the wrong end of things, as Darby Allin is forced to tap out to the calf crusher from AJ Styles. Let's see how, I don't wonder how that'll play in, as we said, Darby Allin is scheduled next month/week to receive a title shot against Roosh for the GWA Jr strap. All right, coming up next, speaking of title matches, we have the Freelance Heavyweight Championship on the line as Tetsuya Naito is slowly working his way through all the friends of Sami Callihan before Sami Callihan can return from the injury Naito gave him, even though Sami Callihan won the matchup in which he was hurt. So in the meantime, Willie Mack seeing if they can find a bit of revenge from their brother on the independent scene, as Willie Mack challenges Tetsuya Naito for the Freelance Championship. Let's get down to the ring and see how this one shakes out. As always, the creature on feature, senior official here in the GWA, and you see them patched up and ready to go. Mr. Bigfoot. Impressive display of power there from Willie Mack to start things off. You see them in their Lakers colors. Tetsuya Naito in the black, red, and white. Off the ropes. Oh, Willie Mack didn't quite have the timing to execute what he had in mind there. Gonna have to adjust his strategy on the fly. Tetsuya Naito will be looking to hit that Destino, that devastating flipping reverse neckbreaker. And Willie Mack, of course, will be looking to hit that chocolate thunder bomb and pin Tetsuya Naito to become a new Freelance champion. As we said, we've had one title contest on the card so far, and the champion was unable to retain. I don't know how you feel about omens and stuff like that, but I don't know if that may have gotten in the head of Tetsuya Naito. The current Freelance champion, let's see how they perform here. The least satisfied roster member, I'm just going to put that out on blast, the least satisfied roster member of the GWA. For whatever reason, they only trust management at a C, but that could be more to do with the personality of Tetsuya Naito versus their place on the card, as they are earning their way up the ranks, as anyone should. Let's see what they do with this Freelance Championship they have held for a few months now, building themselves something of a reputation. Work their way up to Stardom contention and eventually GWA Heavyweight Championship contention. Willie Mack looking to put a stop to that momentum and start some of their own for much the same reasons. Willie Mack has been primarily a tag team competitor for their stint in the GWA, looking to show off their single skills here against the Freelance champion Naito, who gets bowled over there by Willie Mack into a cover. No count, says senior official Mr. Bigfoot. We passed the 5-minute mark, and look at this! Tetsuya Naito stealing the chocolate thunder bomb for an early 1 count. Just trying to add insult to injury. What's going on, Juice? Thanks for the work, buddy. Hope you're having a good one. Willie Mack sending Tetsuya Naito to the floor. And for all your travel needs, by the way, Zan Airlines. So Zan Travel, I think Zan Travel, the official travel agency of the GWA there. I think that's my sponsorship commitments for the week. Back to strictly calling the action, as Tetsuya Naito there suplexes reverse and once again dumped to the floor as the Freelance champion. Willie Mack electing to catch his breath rather than press the offense on the outside. As a reminder, there are no disqualifications or countouts on the floor of the GWA ring. Do whatever you want to So you roll them back inside. And once you're actually back inside the GWA ring, you actually have a 5 count on every disqualification, every DQable event. You have till 5 to essentially wallop on somebody with a weapon or whatever piece of table debris or something you have to pick up. Oh, nice. Atomic drop there from Naito. Off the ropes now. Drop kick to the knee. That damages the knee and plants Willie Mack face first on the canvas. Kind of a twofer there every time he hits it. From Tetsuya Naito and a chocolate thunderbomb from Willie Mack. Critically Naito. Oh my gosh. Just like that, Willie Mack has knocked out the freelance champion and claimed their title. What a shocker here, and we hope Naito's okay. We do have criticals on low, and we do have our ring doctor and stuff trained up to take the critical possibility down as low as possible. But oh no, Tetsuya Naito knocks smooth out with a chocolate thunderbomb. Willie Mack is the new freelance champion. That's 2 for 2. 2 championship contests, 2 new champions. Let me jot that down. Exciting day here in the GWA. Willie Mack is your new freelance champ. Hot dang. And that would have, if this were a real show, that would have sent the show to intermission, as that was our 5th contest. And what a match they would have been talking about. Not the most exciting, but they would have still been talking about it. Let's look at the bottom half of our card here. Matches 6 through 10. Coming up next, we have one of 2 number 1 contendership 6-person tag team matches. Now, what that means is we have put together the top 6 contenders for, in this case, let me just double check here. In this case, the Freedom Junior Heavyweight Championship. We compiled the top 6 competitors regardless of their stable affiliations, and we have randomly put them on 2 teams. Whomever amongst any 6 of these individuals scores the pinfall or submission victory is the number 1 contender and will face Tony Storm for that Freelance Junior Championship next week on the GWA portion of our broadcast. This is the first of 2. As you see in the 9th match, we also have one coming up for the Stardom Heavyweight Championship. It's in our semi-main. We're going to find out who's going to face Roman Reigns next week. First up, though, as we said, Tony Storm will be defending the Freedom Junior Championship next week, and we're going to determine a number 1 contender. Let's get down to the ring and see the 6 participants in this 6-person tag team match that have a shot. Everyone has a shot. You have to work well as a team in order for your team to be in a position to be on the winning end of things. And as we said, the one individual who scores that pinfall or submission will be the number 1 contender. You see the blue corner team represented in the ring currently by David Houston appears to be Rey Mysterio Jr. of Los Ricos, David Houston in the ring of the industry, and Naomichi Marufuji. Currently opposite David Houston in the ring is Jonathan Gresham of Dragon Dojo, and I will have to get back to you on whom partners with them in the red corner. Oh, as we see Gresham here. Technical Wizard, now in there against perhaps the best counter wrestler in the history of the industry. Oh, I see Asuka on the corner, and is that Alex Zane from Camp Firefly? Very strange bedfellows here in this number 1 contendership 6-person tag team matchup. As we said, only the winning competitor will be granted number 1 contendership here. We can't do a 6-person match like everyone in their own corner. So the best we can do is a 3-on-3 matchup, and may the best wrestler win. So as we said, you're going to have to work with your team in order to give yourself the best chance to win, because you have to be on the winning side of things, and you have to be the one that scores the pinfall or submission. So there's a bit of teamwork and competition within the teams, trying to be the legal person in the matchup at the time of the fall, and so on and so forth. As you see Naomichi Marufuji trying to roll up Alex Zane very quickly. Zane taking it to Asuka. We're seeing Marufuji and Asuka for the first time in this matchup. Still in the very early going of things here, and as these are some makeshift teams, none of these competitors, as far as I'm aware, have much experience teaming with the other, if any at all. You see Marufuji again trying to roll up his opponent and get things done quickly, but too close to the ropes there. Nice spinning drop toe. Once more. Fundamental basic offense here in the early going from Naomichi Marufuji. A veteran of the pro wrestling scene in Japan for about 20 years now. Bearing the scars of those battles. As you can see, his shoulders are almost permanently taped up. Nice Joshi-style slam there from Asuka. See if anybody else, see if the three people across the ring from her are ready for Asuka on this day. And indeed, if her partners are ready for the tenacity, striking power, and submission expertise of Asuka. As you see a nice diving hip attack there off the ropes, causing Marufuji to tag back out to David Houston, who locks Asuka in the Paradise Lock. Now, this is a bit of a comedy spot if you just sort of wrap your opponent up and walk away, but if you sit on your opponent with all your weight and pull on their limbs, it's actually a very painful submission hold. It's been sort of reduced to a comedy spot in this day and age, but I assure you, you are not supposed to bend the way that you get twisted up and yanked on in a proper Paradise hold. Nice 450 splash deep into the corner from Zayn, having the right idea there. Very near the red corner. Almost won the matchup in the #1 contendership there for himself. Houston forced to tag out quickly, and now we have Zayn and Rey Mysterio. As we said, a very strange Bedfellows #1 contendership 6-person tag team matchup here today. That is a mouthful, but hopefully not as convoluted as it may sound through sheer number of words. It's pretty easy. It's a 6-person tag team match. Whomever scores the pinfall or submission victory, they are the #1 contender for the Freedom Junior Championship and will face Toni Storm for that belt next week. And Mysterio would love another chance at gold here. Highly decorated wrestler in their career. As we said, probably the greatest counter wrestler in the history of the business. Up against currently one of the best technical wrestlers, pound for pound. I'm not even say pound for pound, just straight up one of the best technical wrestlers going today. Jonathan Gresham has a myriad of ways they can tie you up in that devastating octopus hold, and also can pin you with that Gresham special, sort of a ground octopus into a pinning predicament. As you see David Houston now going for trickery, trying to get Jonathan Gresham disqualified. Don't fall for it, Mr. Bigfoot. Don't fall for it. There's no way for you to break out of this. But as you see on that side of things, Rey Mysterio trying to lend some credence to David Houston's claim of disqualification, or perhaps trying to break it up, that tomfoolery. Eventually, though, Mr. Sasquatch saw through it. I was not prepared for the underhanded tactics of David Houston. If he had been able to convince Mr. Bigfoot that Gresham should be disqualified, he would have been the winner in the #1 contender. Oh, as you see Asuka now getting on that arm lock. And again, her tag team partners not helping her, because they both know if they're the one to score the pinfall or submission instead, they get to be #1 contender. So, as you see, Marufuji and Rey Mysterio allowed to break up these submission attempts by Asuka freely, just so the match will continue. So as we said, there is some teamwork and a competitive aspect to this at the same time. As you see David Houston once again locking on that Paradise Lock, trying to pull Asuka's foot off. She's sent across the ring by Marufuji now. Oh, countered into a powerbomb, into a pinning predicament, and now Gresham. Oh, and that's it! Surprising Marufuji is Asuka! You saw Alex Zane and Jonathan Gresham finally come out to provide some sort of defense for their tag team partner. And Asuka with a counter powerbomb off the top, able to pin Naomichi Marufuji and earn the #1 contendership for the Freelance Junior title. Whoa! So next week we find out if Toni Storm is ready for Asuka. Congratulations on earning your spot. All right, let me jot that down. That was fun. Surprise finish there. I guess they noted some of the early matches going a bit long. Okay. Oh, coming up next we have... Oh, man, I don't like how they only advance it one at a time. Coming up next we have Mark Andrews defending the Stardom Junior Championship against the #1 contender Scorpio Sky, who earned their shot in a tag team match on our show last week. So, let's get down to the ring for a defense of the Stardom Junior Championship. Now, not to bode ill for champion Mark Andrews, as you see them there in the yellow and blue, but the champion has been able to retain their belt so far. In both instances, they are 0 for 2. Let's see if Mark Andrews can turn things around on the championship fortunes of the gold holders overall here in the GWA. So we still have a tag team championship contest headed your way, I believe, next. And then we have that #1 contendership, Strange Bedfellows 6-person tag team matchup to determine a #1 contender to Roman Reigns and the Stardom Championship. And then in our main event, Daniel Bryan is going to be defending the GWA Heavyweight Championship of the World against old rival Samoa Joe. Currently in the ring though, we have a longtime veteran of the independent scene, mostly in the southern western area of the United States, Scorpio Sky, currently seen in Really Real's life on AEW when SCU is allowed to be on the show. Also, just launched a new podcast with James Willems, a Funhouse that I believe comes out every Wednesday, Wrestling with the Week. So look for that on your favorite podcast aggregator, or aggregate, whatever those are called. Aggregator? I think that's the right word, but I've never said it aloud before, so it could be entirely wrong. Just like Scorpio Sky may have erred in going for that pin attempt there. A no count on Mark Andrews, says senior official Mr. Bigfoot, who as per usual has been patched up after their unfortunate injuries in and around the ring. I was ready to get back to it. Or maybe we just have a whole fleet of Sasquatch and we just cart out a new one every time. We'll never tell you. Scorpio Sky able to fend off Mark Andrews there. No stranger to championship gold here in the GWA. Former GWA Jr heavyweight champion. Looking to add the... Hang on. Looking to add the Stardom Junior heavyweight championship title to their impressive resume is Scorpio Sky. Mark Andrews looking to retain. Retain. Sky now getting a little time and space. Able to retreat to the center of the ring to catch their breath. Sending the champion off the ropes again. Oh, nice. High knee under the jaw. Was I the only one? And I think, did a lot of people get the joke at the time that when Ed Leslie was doing the Booty Man gimmick in WCW, the Booty Man gimmick, that their finish was the high knee? Did anyone else get that? That the finish was the high knee? Anyway. Oh, another high knee in the corner there from Mark Andrews. Oh, into an implant DDT from Scorpio Sky, though. In response, nicely done from the challenger. Into a cover. Two. Oh, almost puts Mark Andrews down. Not a good night for the champions thus far. Mark Andrews looking to turn the fortunes of the gold holders around. They got to think about their individual challenge here, and Scorpio Sky is bringing the fight to Mark Andrews, who's slowing things down currently with a Boston Crab. Sky able to fight free. Up top goes Andrews. Nice moonsault, but too close to the ropes. Damage still done. Mark Andrews sending Sky out to the floor. Oh, spinning splash off the ropes. Nicely done from your Stardom Junior champion, Mark Andrews, throwing up the bullhorns. Despite, I'm pretty sure they're English, but that's fine. Everyone can like Texas. There you see a nice shot of our Monster Gain sponsorship there on the turnbuckle. When you lift, bro, use Monster Gains. That's the best I can do. I don't really know gym terms. I can tell you that Mark Andrews there just seemed to be showing off a flurry of offense, including a drop kick to nowhere. Again, there are no disqualifications or countouts on the floor of the GWA ring. Oh, and as I say that, both gentlemen realize that they can only end this thing within the confines of our, 40 by 40 ring. This thing's enormous. Blam! Drop with another impact DDT is Mark Andrews, but Scorpio Sky unable to follow up and make a cover. And just trying to turn things around first with that head scissor. Another moonsault, but again, too close to the ropes. If you're looking for that shooting star press, if you can help it. Will Mark Andrews. Oh! Scorpio Sky going low. Kick to the ding-ding. Andrews trying to fight him off. Slams him down in the corner, but Scorpio rolls through. Scorpio Sky now into the corner. Nope. This is a big... Oh, man, gets snap suplexed in the corner from Andrews, but he dizzied himself in the attempt. Pulling Sky away from the ropes now. Trying to get in position for that shooting star. Implant DDT from the challenger. Drags Andrews away from the ropes. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Another new champion. Champions are 0 for 3 as Mark Andrews is pinned and Scorpio Sky becomes your new Stardom Junior champion. And once again, my screen turns off for no reason. There we go. Wow. Wowzers. Okay, that is 0 for 3. Oof. As I hit my mic stand, as per usual, the blackout! That elevated DDT spiking Mark Andrews on the top of his head. Proving to be the difference. Coming up next, let's see if our tag team champions can hold on to their straps as Zeus and Shane Taylor, representing Los Ricos, are putting the belts on the line against the not quite makeshift team of Pete Dunne and Miro. More on that next week, as there is a new stable of brewing here in the GWA, and it looks like Dunne and Miro are a part of it. Let's get down to the ring and see how this tag team title match progresses. Champions, as we said, they're representing Los Ricos, Zeus and Shane Taylor. Zeus you see in the ring. Opposite them, Pete Dunne and Miro of the as yet unnamed stable. All 5 members of which we will reveal next week here on the program. Impressive power there from Pete Dunne, working Zeus over. This is the double power combination on the Los Ricos side, Zeus and Shane Taylor. Meanwhile, Miro will be providing the power for his team. Pete Dunne, more of a technically skilled brawler, I would say, or goes by the name Bruiserweight for a reason. Has that devastating bitter end finish. Miro will be looking to lock on formerly the Accolade, currently the Game Over. Shane Taylor will be looking to hit that over-the-shoulder pile driver that Taylor made. And Zeus, of course, has that choke slam and that jackhammer that they will put you away with. Again, there are no countouts or DQs on the floor. These things are just slowly heating up there. A couple of slams there. Nice power from Pete Dunne. Considered a cruiserweight or a junior heavyweight, but no shortage of muscle strength from the bruiserweight Pete Dunne. You see now Zeus is over to help Shane Taylor. Miro content to just chill on the apron. Is he looking at his cell phone? Looks like he's checking tweets or something. Meanwhile, his partner doing his best to fend off both halves of the tag team champions. Now they have Miro's attention as Zeus grabs a chair from under the ring and whacks Pete Dunne in the midsection with it. Pete Dunne and Shane Taylor, of course, are your legal combatants, and the fighting can continue unabated outside until both of them are back in the ring. You see Shane Taylor and Miro going at it. Oh, Shane Taylor electing to roll back into the ring now. Take advantage of it, a slightly distracted Pete Dunne to send them back to the floor. Nice strategy there from the champions. Everybody has to tag up. Miro has to come all the way across the ring. Meanwhile, Shane Taylor and Zeus can get some work done on the smaller Pete Dunne, looking to isolate and eliminate at least one half of the tag team challengers are the champions. Things are breaking down here now. Oh, nice double suplex to Zeus there. Bit of double team offense from the challengers. Oh, nice follow-away slam from Miro. Oh man, and Shane Taylor almost taking Pete Dunne's head off with that clothesline. Heavy-duty offense on the floor here as you see a nice suplex there. Delivered to Shane Taylor by Pete Dunne. Bitter end to Zeus on the floor. Wasting no time are these gentlemen. Heavy artillery is firing. You see Zeus, Pete inside the ring, Shane Taylor and Miro outside of it. Oh. I think Shane Taylor and Pete Dunne are still legal. Both men content to slug it out. Punches and uppercuts exchanged here. Boom! Shane Taylor wins that argument with a huge clothesline, able to tag in Zeus. You can see Shane Taylor desperately in need of a chance to catch their breath as they head off to the apron to do just that. Zeus countering a suplex there from Miro. Champion still in pretty good shape, but challenger up first. It's the first legal action for Miro in this one, I believe. Sent immediately to the floor by Zeus. The action once again spilling out into no man's land, as we'll call it. Nice flipping slam. Oh, and a devastating clothesline from Shane Taylor once again. Champion's going to work on the floor. Oh, Shane Taylor may have got his fingers broken. Set himself up for the game over. Nothing the referee can do here. Shane Taylor's got to break himself free, or Zeus has got to help him out of it. Again, the action will continue unabated on the floor until the two legal combatants get back inside. I believe it's Miro and Zeus, if I'm not mistaken. It's definitely Miro. It might be Shane Taylor. As we pass 10 minutes, most of which have been on the floor in this one. A wild one. Oh, Miro tagging out now to Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne and Zeus now your legal fighters. As you see the powerhouse Zeus flipping Pete Dunne over with that clothesline. Tagging out to the other powerhouse of his team, Shane Taylor. The major muscle of Los Ricos are your tag team champions, and they're looking to retain the gold. Pete Dunne looking to end things with that bitter end, though. Got him! What power from Pete Dunne, dropping Shane Taylor with that bitter end. Miro able to run defense just long enough to crown new tag team champions. That's 4 belts in a row. 4 championship matches, 4 new champions crowned. What a night here in the GWA. The as yet unnamed stable claims championship gold. Wow. Tag, boop, boop. Miro and Dunne. I will reveal that I was going to team Miro up with another member of their stable, because I've already made the stable in the game. And it would have been a better, punnier name for their team. But unfortunately, they were the only member of the stable that was unable to compete tonight. So the other 4 members are throughout the card, and that other one had to sit out. So we won't reveal who they all are until next week. Okay, let me make sure to extra save. Coming up is our second of 2 Strange Bedfellows 6-person tag team matchups to determine a #1 contendership. This one is to determine a #1 contender to the Stardom Heavyweight Championship, currently held by the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Now, as you can always see, or you already see, it looks like Bray Wyatt is on one side of things and Jack Howard is on the other. We're going to go down to the ring right now and see who the other 4 combatants in this one are. A reminder, the first person to secure a pinfall or submission victory will be declared the #1 contender and will face Roman Reigns for the Stardom Championship next week. As you can see on the blue corner of things, tagging with Bray Wyatt, oh my goodness gracious me, are Will Ospreay and Brock Lesnar. Meanwhile, on Jack Howard's end of things, Jack Howard, the head of the industry, by the way, and Bray Wyatt, the head of Camp Firefly. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, I see Finn Balor, leader of Demon Club, and Kota Ibushi are tagging with Jack Howard. So 3 more stable members and 3 freelance competitors in this one, all vying for the chance to face Roman Reigns for the Stardom Heavyweight Championship next week on our broadcast. You see a nice moonsault there of Kota Ibushi, but a no count from senior official Mr. Bigfoot, as we are just getting underway here. This is a 6-person tag team matchup, but the individual that scores the pinfall or submission will be named #1 contender. So there is a tag team and competitive aspect to this matchup on both sides of the equation.
Golden Trigger!
As I stay silent for the call of the Golden Trigger, that time executed by Finn Balor and Kota Ibushi. Interesting variation. Just swap out another Bullet Club leader, I suppose. Brock Lesnar looking to get back to his winning ways, back into title contention. One of the biggest draws, one of the biggest names in wrestling. Looking to show that they have the most drive and are the best wrestler and can win the most. Oh dear. Gonna make short work of Finn with that key lock in the center of the ring, but Finn able to struggle his way out fairly easily. Still pretty early in this matchup as I glance down at the clock there. Brock bodily just sort of having his way to this point with Finn. He elects to tag out to Kota Ibushi to see if Ibushi fares any better. Meanwhile, the Hollywood hunk, Jack Howard, leader of the industry, looking on. I don't know if they're too keen to get in there with Brock Lesnar. Mind you, one of the fightingest champions that we've had in our history. Held the MLW championship for at least a year and a half of straight defenses before eventually losing that title to another promotion. And we wish them the very best with it. Hopefully one day it finds its way back to MLW. As we now see Will Ospreay tagged in for the first time. Ospreay versus Ibushi. These are 2 official edits commissioned by New Japan Pro Wrestling for inclusion in this game when you purchase the New Japan Pro Wrestling story mode. You also get a bunch of wrestlers, a bunch of moves, obviously a bunch of edit parts, etc., etc. So you see Jack Howard back into the matchup here against Will Ospreay. Jack Howard, leader of the industry, the first stable formed. Will Ospreay potentially involved in the 6th and final stable formed in the GWA. Wink. Howard now going to work, as we said. The winner of the submission or pinfall victory will be declared #1 contender, and Roman Reigns awaits. 1 month of in-game time, 1 week of real time. I already had one of these contender matches earlier that Asuka surprisingly won at about the 12.5 minute mark, as you see a nice TKO there from Jack Howard, only getting 1 count. Oh man, Bray Wyatt straight into the mandible claws. You can see Ibushi and Balor quickly into the ring to break that up, because Bray can lock that in anytime they want on any person of any size, because literally all you have to do is jam his disgusting hand in your face. Oh, Golden Star Powerbomb out of Ibushi. Looking for the victory. His partner is content to let Will Ospreay break that up so the match can continue. Bray Wyatt, meanwhile, tagging out to Brock Lesnar. Now, he's got to tag out to recover, but you also run the risk of not being involved in the final pinfall or submission in the matchup, as Brock Lesnar just German suplexes Kota Ibushi over the ropes to the floor and then has a little dance about it. Meanwhile, Kamigoye knee strike to the face of Will Ospreay, and in the ring, oh, and a Golden Star powerbomb to Will Ospreay. Meanwhile, Jack Howard going at it with Brock Lesnar. Missing a diving fist drop to the bum bum. Or I guess it would have been to the chest, or the ding-a-ling, since he was face up. Another huge suplex from Brock to Kota Ibushi, who was handing it to Will Ospreay on the floor. And now we see Jack Howard and Brock Lesnar for the first time as legal combatants, immediately spilling out to the outside. Bray Wyatt content to wait, knowing that nothing matters until you get back into the ring. All right, Jack Howard and Brock have to return to the ring for this one to continue in an official capacity. Meanwhile, there are no countouts or disqualifications on the floor, as you see a huge brainbuster to Brock Lesnar there. Ibushi back inside. Nope, just tagging up. Balor back inside, also tagging up. The action hot and heavy on the floor. They are outnumbered, our Will Ospreay and Brock Lesnar, but they are bringing the fight as best they can. Oh man. And as I say that, half and half suplex to Ospreay. Double team offense against Brock, who smartly rolls back into the ring. Tags Bray Wyatt, who now joins Jack Howard in the ring. Isn't aware that he's legal. Oh. Unable to make a sneak attack. Jack Howard quickly tags out to Finn Balor after all that punishment on the floor. Needs a bit of a breather, does the Hollywood hunk. And now the Fiend and the Demon exchanging blows. Things do get wild in these tag matches, don't they? Off the ropes again. Oh, elevated DDT. Drops Bray Wyatt center of the ring, but he's up again. Superhuman ability to absorb punishment has the Fiend. See if it bodes well for him. Oh, nice sling blade there. See if it bodes well for him in a matchup like this, where it's first pin or submission, guaranteeing the victory and the #1 contendership. Finn doing his best to work Bray Wyatt into his corner so we can tag in a fresh man. But now disqualifying himself from being the victor, at least for the moment, is Finn Balor, by getting Jack Howard in there fresh. I suppose he figures you need the whole team to work on a character like Bray Wyatt. And you may be right, as you see Jack Howard able to bodily move Bray Wyatt all the way into the red corner. What are you going to do, says the Hollywood hunk. Continue the offensive onslaught. Hope to be in the ring at the time of the finish. Bray Wyatt though able to escape, and in comes Brock. Brock and Howard going to go at it once again. Nice butterfly with a bridge, but wrong opponent. Oh, big brainbuster to Brock Lesnar. Howard going up top. There's the fist drop to the ding-a-ling. Up top again. A second shot to the nuts. Butterfly with a bridge. Balor and Ibushi to run interference. Brock just kicks out at 2.9. A second one. They got to tag up and can't. Oh, Brock escapes at 2 that time. Howard tags out to Finn Balor. Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar now. The Beast Incarnate's got to do something. Perhaps tag out. Or find a way to overcome the onslaught that they have suffered. Most recently, seems to be fighting their way back into this. Mockingly dancing towards Jack Howard, saying they have plenty left in the tank. As we pass 20 minutes into the key lock there. Ospreay actually helping Brock Lesnar. Bray Wyatt content to stay on the apron. As you see, oh, it's gut check time for Brock Lesnar. Oh, able to fold Finn Balor up with that suplex once again. And again tagging Bray. Why would you tag in the guy who's the least helpful teammate? But then again, it's not like Howard and Finn have tagged Kota Ibushi in a while. As we have Howard and Bray Wyatt, the two legal men in the ring now. Off the ropes goes Bray. Big main event spinebuster from Howard. Dragging Bray away from the ropes. Break of the eyes by the Fiend. Oh, package power driver from Jack Howard. Into the cover, no! Bray Wyatt actually gets up first. Mandible claw to Jack Howard. Finn Balor able to quickly break that up. See a little action from Kota Ibushi as well for the first time in a few minutes. Another package power driver to the Fiend. Howard into the cover immediately this time. Ospreay over to make the save. Able to break things up at 2, or that would have done it. As you see Brock Lesnar also content to wait on the apron, just waiting for the tag from Bray Wyatt. So now it's Brock and Howard once more. Huge clothesline from Lesnar, downs the Hollywood Hunk. Oh, tries to throw him out of the ring with that belly to belly, not quite. Got him tangled in the ropes though, as he tags out Kota Ibushi. Brock and Ibushi now. Another suplex from Brock. Showing everybody the way to Suplex City in this one. Still showing he's got plenty left as we approach 25 minutes. We are in that danger zone where the next major submission attempt should probably do it. In lieu of a pin attempt. Off the ropes goes Brock. Oh, spiked on the top of his head with a Frankensteiner. From Kota Ibushi off the ropes once more. Boom! Big spinning Randy Orton style power slam. No pin though. Says it's time for the knee strike, but Brock immediately pops up and tags out. Golden Star powerbomb to Brock, but to no avail as he's no longer legal. Oh, Ospreay gets spanked with a Frankensteiner. Knee strike to the face of Ospreay, dead center. 2, 3. As Finn Balor and Jack Howard guard his back, Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt content to wait and see Kota Ibushi pick up the victory and become #1 contender for the Stardom Championship and Roman Reigns. Yowza. All right, Kamigoya knee strike into the pin. It's time for our main event of the GWA heavyweight, or the GWA portion of our broadcast. A reminder that we spend the second half, or the majority of our broadcast, it seems now, advancing my career in New Japan Pro Wrestling in the junior heavyweight division. We are in the midst of the Young Lions Cup, which we will see completed and beyond once we get past our main event for the GWA Heavyweight Championship. Daniel Bryan, the leader of Dragon Dojo, putting the gold on the line against old rival Samoa Joe. Now, champions are 0-4 in retaining their gold up to this main event. That has to be playing into the mind of Daniel Bryan at this point, mostly because we keep mentioning it and they can hear the feed in the locker room. Once things settle down here, the Creature on Feature, as always, the senior official here in the GWA, Mr. Bigfoot, calling for the bell, and we are underway. Challenger Samoa Joe, GWA champion Daniel Bryan. A fight for the ages. One of the longest standing rivalries in professional wrestling currently. These two men have battled all over the world in 3 different decades now, if you want to count the 00s, the teens, and the 20s. The aughts, the teens, and the 20s. If you want to count that, they've technically battled each other in 3 decades now. no strangers to one another. Samoa Joe will be looking to break Daniel Bryan down in service of that coquina clutch. Likewise, Daniel Bryan will be looking to implement those yes kicks and other devastating strikes and technique to grind Samoa Joe to the mat, lock in that yes lock, or alternatively, Daniel Bryan can also put your lights out with that running knee strike to the face, Kenta kick style. And Samoa Joe has also a number of devastating power-based offense that could dim your lights for a 3 count if need be. So, lots of options for both of these fighters, and lots of counters, given their familiarity with one another. See who gets the better of the other in this one. Huge powerbomb countered into a sunset flip pin attempt there by Daniel Bryan, but no count as we are still very early in this one. And as we said, these are two old foes that have battled darn near everywhere. Oh man. Joe beginning to get a bit of an advantage here in the early going on the champion Daniel Bryan. Oh, nice Uranagi there from Joe, pressing that advantage. So Daniel Bryan trying to fight his way back into this. Back and forth they go. Enziguri from Daniel Bryan, not able to do the trick there. Joe recovers and hits that clothesline. Smartly dragging Daniel Bryan away from the ropes and locking in that STF is Joe. One of his many submission options. Daniel Bryan able to break free. Headed toward the center of the ring now. Oh, pin attempt by Bryan. Just a 1 count. And once again, my screen is shut off for no reason. That's pretty fun. Oh, huge Uranagi suplex there from Joe. Is it Uranagi a suplex? What technically defines it? Having your opponent leave their feet and throwing them in a direction? Because that's most moves. Oh no, off the ropes comes Joe. What a diving shoulder tackle over the top rope to Daniel Bryan. Samoa Joe pulling out all the stops in this title match. Samoa Joe bringing his main event form. But as you can see, once he stops moving, there he goes, having to take a bit of a breather there is Joe. Allowing Daniel Bryan to hit that buzzsaw kick to the side of the head. Bryan waiting for Joe to stand again. Oh, dropped by a suplex. No countouts or DQs outside the ring. The fight continues until both these gentlemen get back inside. Daniel Bryan usually sets up for the yes-lock with that, and so he does. Yes-lock applied on the floor. Joe's got to break this. That's his only way out. Back into the ring they go. Boom, another single-arm DDT from Daniel Bryan. Back into the yes-lock once more. Mr. Bigfoot in position, but looks like Joe's able to break free as we just passed 10 minutes in this one. Daniel Bryan going back to the yes-lock if he can help it. Joe gets up first, though. Dizzied, but he gets up first. Whoa, hangs onto the ropes, does Joe, or that would have been potentially that knee to the face at a 1-2-3 for Daniel Bryan. Looking to put Joe down here. Attempts a small package, but too close to the ropes. Joe able to catch his breath a bit. What a flurry of offense from the champion. Just like that. Changing the complexion of the matchup. It's Daniel Bryan. Samoa Joe looking to get back in. Oh, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Diving headbutt to the back of the head of Samoa Joe from Daniel Bryan. Oh, I thought he was going to be able to lock on the S-lock from there as Joe was still down. Enziguri to the back of the head of Joe. Daniel Bryan waits for him to stand. Dragon screw leg whip now by the American Dragon. Joe telling Daniel Bryan to bring it, and so Daniel Bryan does with those kicks to the midsection. Now those yes kicks to the chest. Boom, running knee to the face, but Joe gets right back up. Northern Lights, 1, 2. No, Joe kicks out. Thought that may have done it. Trying to work on the arm now is Daniel Bryan, softening him up as always for that yes lock. constantly working on different parts of the body is Daniel Bryan, the savvy ring technician and wily veteran of the pro wrestling scene. Likewise, Samoa Joe, no slouch in his own right. Oh my gosh, the Samoan submission machine at the mercy of another yes lock on the floor. Got to break free of his own accord there, and he does. As we pass 15 minutes now, Joe able to snap Daniel Bryan down with a suplex. And his sucking wind though. Joe's got to get a bit of time and space to catch his breath here. Doing his best, but at the end of every move, you can see that gas tank's pretty much empty. Oh, another single arm DDT. Oh, and again working the midsection is Daniel Bryan, who has time to catch his breath. As you can see Joe slowly following Daniel Bryan back into the ring. Uranagi planting the champion, but Joe having to suck wind. Oh, after every move now. Oh, able to drop the champion repeatedly though, trying to fend off Daniel Bryan, able to finally get a little bit of a breather. Then Daniel Bryan grants him one by throwing him outside. Very sporting of the champion there, allowing Samoa Joe to catch his breath. Also probably didn't want to get exploder suplexed anymore. Off the ropes goes Daniel Bryan. Big power slam into a pin. 1, 2. Oh, Daniel Bryan out of 2. Every pin against the champion now I think is going to do it, just because of the way this show has gone. Yes, kicks in the middle of the ring from Daniel Bryan. Rolls Joe over. Oh, gets planted with the Uranagi. Joe rolls him into a cover. 1, 2, 3. We've got a new GWA champion, and that's 5 title matches, 5 new champs. Nobody retained tonight. New champs abound in the GWA. Wowzers. Samoa Joe finally atop that mountain, the winner and new GWA heavyweight champion. That's fun. Joe is our GWA champ. Alright, so we have contenders, we have a new champion. I can adjust my official notes later with that information. Some people left, it looks like. Average card rating 85. It looks like a couple people didn't stay until the end. I don't know why they wouldn't want to. Yes, we have new champs all over the place. Joe won the GWA champ, or the GWA belt. Matt Robinson won the GCW title. Willie Mack won the freelance title. Scorpio Sky won the Stardom Junior Championship. And Pete Dunne and Miro are our new tag team champions. Very eventful, I would say. Congrats on running a flawless show. We're ready to book a bigger venue. I have to disagree. There isn't a bigger venue in the game. That's it. Unless we can somehow unlock a 100,000 seater. Oh, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly are the NXT tag champs. Suwama and Kenta Miyahara are the All Japan tag champs. Mark of NWA. I don't know. Oh, question mark? The question mark might be the might be the NWA champion right now. That'd be cool. Nothing noteworthy. That's disappointing. Here we are, gearing up for October of year 5 already. Time does fly. Sami Callihan is out of the hospital. All Japan scouted Page. I don't know. Adam Page? They found Dookie in Japan. Ha ha ha. Or Doki, whatever that is. They found Lince Dorado in Latin America. Oh, Pete Dunne wants money. This is always something I have to address as well. Okay, who needs money? Pete Dunne is a champ, so of course they want to pay a raise. Oh, just Pete Dunne? All right. That's a short list. Human resources. Consultation. Now I reveal, since you have to take a look at them, the Major League Grapplers, the latest stable, headed by Will Ospreay, consisting of Will Ospreay, Pete Dunne, Mark Andrews, Aleister Black, and Miro. That's our 6th stable here in the GWA. The Major League Grapplers, and you can see Pete Dunne and Miro with the tag team straps now. Change your salary. There you go. Big old raise for you. Save that. Human resources. Oh, actually, let me do my management. I always make sure to do my training center repair or maintenance before I do anything else. I can sort out whom we need to hire, scouts we need to send out, who was just scouted, etc., etc. All Japan just scouted Page. Does that mean that was Adam Page? Because we have Ethan Page. That I just need to check that real quick. Okay. Records and help. Promotion. No. Wrestler stats. Okay, let's see what we can do. All Japan. I don't see anyone of that name. I don't see any pages. Maybe they sent a scout out and found somebody? But I'm pretty sure, yeah, Adam Page is here, and Ethan Page is with me. Look at that. That's so funny. At Sushi Onita in the WWE. That's hilarious. Where, though? Where did you find this person? I know we just found Dookie or Doki or whatever. What other pages would there be? All Japan found them. I don't know where they found them. I don't see anything with the name Page there. How many pages are there in this world? In the world of Wrestles? Just going as fast as I can. Just because I'm legitimately befuddled as to who this person could be. I thought we had oh! Ricky Shane Page. That's hilarious. Okay. Okay. It was probably Ricky Shane Page. Gotcha. Okay. Did I just see Becky Lynch? Really? Interesting. Of note for later, perhaps? Okay. So let's save that after we just started a scouting mission. Let's see, we did our management. Let's check our merchandise. Sales aunts are hot. We may have risk-med the market. T-shirts, we made 10,000 of them. We only have 537 left, so I'm going to dispose of these so we can do a fresh 10,000. But we didn't make too many of these masks. We just don't really sell many masks. Alright, I'm going to take a loss on that. Oh, maybe I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to take a loss on that and not make any new ones. Or if I do, make it just a very small run. Okay, save that real quick. And we are ready to put our best management foot forward next week. But the second half of our broadcast each and every week now is me in New Japan. There we go. The junior heavyweight title, or the junior heavyweight fighting road as it's called. We are 7.7% of the way through. I don't know if that's like in totality of like everything you could possibly see in the game or just 7.7% of the way through the whole story. But we're at the very least in chapter 26 of the Young Lion path. As I said, we have passed we've qualified for the second round of the Young Lion Cup, which I assume would be the semifinals because I don't think there's too many of us. So we're going to load our data here and get ready to get back to the ring. Here I am at the semifinals. There we go. I'll be fighting Ren Narita. He's a formidable opponent with a mighty fighting spirit. He's on a roll after his first victory too, but that's not going to stop me. Yeah, 1 in a row, just like us actually. We both kind of have that in common. Ha ha ha. I see Rad made it up here. Rad versus Ren. A worthy opponent if I say so myself. We've already had several tag matches together, but I believe it's our first. It's out first face-off. Our first, but that's just an autocorrect error. Yep, our first singles match. I've been waiting for this, and this is a nice setup for our very first match. Although I'll have to say, victory will be mine, says Red Narita. I hate to argue with you, buddy, but I'm going to throw you all over this ring and then put you down with the Eradicator. That's exactly what I was going to say. I'll be the one claiming victory in our first match, and I'll be heading off to the finals as well. That's the spirit. Feels like we're going to have a good one today. Come on, Rad. I'm going to make you feel this loss. Okay, buddy. Do I get to train? Oh, I don't get to do anything, huh? Okay, as is. Still at level 3. No problem. No problem. Hoi! Oh! Big double stomp to the chest. Oh yeah, I have a bunch of like moves I'm not necessarily thrilled about, but I had to do like certain styles or something. So much for my finisher there. Thought it'd be hilarious if I could hit that right away on the floor. Boom! Big clothesline. As you didn't want to fall into the crowd there. Blah. Hey, neck breaker. Used to be a back rake. I think I feel nicer with the back rake or something else. Cannonball! One of my signature moves. Hablam! Too close to the ropes. No problem. No problem. Snap suplex into the corner. Yay, I says. Cannon. Oh, missed. Oof. Oh, setting him up. What do we got? What do we got? Oh! Brett's rope superplex into the cover.
1, 2.
Almost put him down.
Yeah.
I can never. There we go. Trying to figure out how to drag these properly. Hook the leg.
1, 2.
Crowd's just kind of murmuring. Come on, dude, get some offense. Let's go. Big old spine buster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. 1, 2.
I'm gonna have to start kicking this guy out of moves and stuff.
Yeah.
Big old pile driver. Leg hook. 1, 2. Oh, kick him out of 2.9.
Yeah.
Choke slam. Ooh. And then I throw you across the ring. And then out.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, just mistimed that. I was hoping to double axe handle him off the top rope to the floor.
8, 9.
Get up. Blam! Go down. Get up. Oh, missed again.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed. Pretend you didn't see that. Pretend I hit that perfectly.
2.
Pile driver after pile driver.
1, 2, 3.
Nice try, though. I tried to save them, but didn't even need my finish. Just obliterated them. Yep. A new move and 500 points this time. Okay. And the winner is Rad. Our winner of the semifinals is Rad. Rad has made his way up to the finals. You two did great. Rad, you better claim that trophy. For real, I knocked out of the semifinals. Oh, Ren's mad. Looks like I'm the one who got lucky. Thanks for a good fight. I destroyed you. Damn it! Hey, Rad, you better take that trophy. I'll never forgive you if you lose in the finals after taking me out of the running. Of course, victory is all I have in mind. That's true. I built this thing to be a killing machine. This is what I've been training for. Speaking of, let's get back to the training. Okay, so I don't have a lot of technical stuff working here. MMA overall, rough, kick. Oh yeah, I don't have much kick either. Okay, let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do this for a while. Boom, 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 boom. Up to 4, up to 3, up to 3. Let's do this the full way through. Kick. There we go. 5s and 3s now, see? Working on our offense, getting better defense. And then these things will come later. Once I can, like, gonna be working on movement speed as best I can. It looks like I can run up the ropes, which is kind of fun. And then all of my endurance and stuff. So long as I'm on offense, I'm okay. So I have to, I'm assuming, since we're playing on hard, eventually the CPU difficulty is going to go off of 3 and hopefully get closer to, like, you know, 10. I mean, I don't know if I can win at 10, but I will do my best, and hopefully we'll have built somebody that can contend at least at that time. Striking lariat, sure. Blam, no problem. Can I do a little better with this? Can I do a little better than this? Flying body scissors attack, huh? Oh, okay, loose that press. Tilt-a-whirl torture rack? Is that... Okay. Cobra twist, jumping knee kick. Okay, those are actually like... strikes. Power slam B, it doesn't have like a pin, does it? Doesn't look that way. Yeah, let's do power slam. Lariat, power slam, spine buster, cannonball. Okay. Sledgehammer and the elbow drop. Not that I ever use it, but it's there. Okay, those are my tiny ones. My good stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Oh, that seems pretty good. Oh. This. I don't have to worry about being rough or whatever. The stupid thing they said. Like, don't do this. Blam. Nice stomp and then nice elbow drop. Stomp to the leg. Can I do better than STF? Figure 4. Spinning leg lock. Ah, I'd rather do a Texas Cloverleaf. Cool. I'll do a Texas Cloverleaf. Elbow drop. Oh, I got the last shot here. And then elbow drop. Can I do the, what's the lift up and get 'em thing? You know what I'm talking about. Lift their leg up. There it is. Foothold knee breaker. Love that move. Okay. Cocky pin. Can I do... What's that? Whoa, that's fun. Back leg hook fall. La Magistral, which I'm not technically suited to do at all. Or both hands press pin. And still the same thing, eh? Just the leg hook. Okay. Second rope brainbuster. Hang on, way up here. What's the difference between suplex and brainbuster? Oh, that looks awesome. Top rope Uranagi. Let's do that. Chops in the corner. I mean, I'm gonna get rid of the ring post figure 4. But what can I replace it with? Something terrible. Like this Tower of London I love too. I don't have the stats for it, but it's still cool. Shattered Dreams. Oh man. All the way across the ring, or just as... I love it! Blam! That's hilarious. Okay. So far, I like the top rope inverted. Ooh, or the avalanche cutter. Corner brainbuster? You monster! Perfect. That's the worst thing. Look at that. Boom! Generico style. You drop them on the friggin' turnbuckle. Okay, that's devastating. Let's do that. Oh yeah. There, I'll do a little side hop when I come out. What did I have this at before? Pop neck. That doesn't seem so fun. Woo! Rolling it up. Arm raise. Checking out the crowd. Hero pose 2. Sure. Meow. Full soul gut pose. Listening to crowd. Stare at hands. Is that supposed to be like Booker T? Gut, pose, and point, Rob Van Dam. Oh, I like that. Get up, get up, get up. The coup de grace taunt. No, I don't like the neck cutting. Yeah, clench fist. Yeah, and then I do a discus lariat. Okay. What about... Oh, appearance is fine. My beard's strange, because it only half appears, but it's pretty much fine. I like that all this, like, what rank would you like? I can change just how good I am and how much charisma I have. Up to, like, E to S. Like, of course I'm going to put S. Why wouldn't I? Favorite weapon? Light tube. Okay. Leave training. I think we're done. Leave training. Save session. There we go. Yes, please. All right, finals of the Young Lions Cup. Here we are. This is the day. The Young Lion Cup finals start in a few hours. Tickets sold out. It's a real full house. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I doubt the Young Lions Cup is the main event. The Young Lions have fought their hardest to show the fans what they're worth, and I'm going to be at the top of them all. This is going to be an exciting day. We're here at the Young Lion Cup finals. Here are the two lions that have endured the journey thus far. In the blue corner, Rad, and facing him, in the red corner, Shota Umino. The final match will be Rad and Umino. Rad, good work getting up this far. Remember our debut match? You and me at this very same venue? Yeah, I criticaled you. I knocked you unconscious and won. Of course I remember. There's just one difference this time. I know exactly what you mean. We're the night's main event this time. Oh, they did book it in the main event. My apologies. Rad, Umino, go get him, says Ren Narita and Tomoyuki Oka. Show us what you've learned. Rita Oka, are you coming as my second? We couldn't make it to the ring this time, but the Young Lion Cup is for all of us. We fight together till the end, so I'm not going to have any seconds. I'm not going to take sides, but I'll be here to support you two. We got your back no matter what, so give it all you got. Fighting together, huh? It's so strange. I feel even more excited now. Hey Rad, I'm not going to go easy on you. I'll take you out and win this tournament, then graduate from the Young Lions. Ooh. Graduate? You can graduate all you want, but this trophy is mine. I'm going to show you everything I've got. Tell the world we are the best Young Lions in history. I haven't seen much out of the Great Okan, but not a big fan of the gimmick. We've got a full house today. You know what they want. Let's go, Rad. We'll give them the best match they've ever seen. You got it, Umino. This is going to be a kick-ass final match. There's that word again. Kick-ass. Oh, you poor sweet baby boy. You're about to get stomped. Stomped. In front of your dad. Your dad is the referee. Red Shoes, put a stop to this. Only you can save your son now. I made my kicks at least a 6, so every single one of these to the midsection. More devastating than last. Oh. That's both of those heavy strikes. Nice bulldog counter. Ooh-ah! Come on, into the cover off that lariat. Oh, take your time, Red Shoes. Because I'm facing your son, huh? I see how it is. Throats. Boom! Big power slam. Already a 2 count? You're doomed. Watch this. I'm going to pile driver. That's it. Your son's done, Red Shoes. Throw in the towel for your kid. It's the only way he doesn't get hurt in this one. Snap suplex into the corner. Oof, missed that one. See you later. Yeah! Big double axe handle sledgehammer off the top to the floor. Yeah! Get up, I says. Oh, okay. I'll throw you back this way then. Boom! Thanks for running into it, you moron. 1, 2. Oh, almost gotcha. Almost gotcha. Alright, let's try out my new turnbuckle moves. That's his neck being hurt, by the way. Oh, last shot to the back of the head. Okay. Top rope, the Uranagi. Oh, blocked it! Blocked it! Fought you off, though. Get up. Get up so I can put you back down. Where are you? What are you doing? Come on. Come on. Alright, once again. Top rope, you're a doggy. Oh, that looks cool. They fear for herself. Blue Thunderbomb. Out at 2. Cannonball from across the ring. Like, really, they haven't done anything. Boom! Do I have time for the Savage Elbow Drop? Go, 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 go. I can dig it! Ah, oh, missed. Okay. Watch this. This is just... I shouldn't be allowed to do this. This looks deadly. Hup! Boom! Brainbuster onto the turnbuckle. That's ridiculous. Okay. Let's get you in the center of the ring. And then I'm going to put you down. Eradicator. Boom! Into the cover. Oops. Into the cover.
1, 2.
Nice try. Nice try, friend. Oh, blocks it. Oh, missed there. Ooh, missed the spine buster too. Here we go, getting fired up. Oh, blocks it! Not this time, you fool! Eradicator. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Nice try. You almost got some real offense in. Get up, I says. They hated that match. Oh, 75. That's not too bad. 500 training points. Ding, ding, ding. And the winner is Rad. The Young Lion Cup goes to Rad. He has claimed his first trophy, beating Umino. Rad, 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 Rad. Rad, you're the best. That was the best Young Lions Cup I've ever seen. You are too kind. In the roaring cheers of the crowd, I raise my arms. A huge trophy sits in front of me. Amidst the bright flashes of cameras, I shook hands with my opponent. Rad, congratulations. Umino, thank you for the great match. You won our first main event, but this is just the beginning for us. The next main event will be mine for sure. I saw Umino's eyes glimmer with satisfaction and achievement. Our seconds, Narita and Oka, came up to the ring. Way to go, Rad. That was an incredible match. I hate to admit it, but that really was something. Nobody could beat that. Thanks, Rad. With one last firm handshake, Umino left the ring. You just won the Young Lion Cup. Make your speech. Today's your day, Rad. Let him hear how kick-ass you are. As Narita and Oka left the ring, I was the last one standing. The announcer handed me the mic. Ahem. Victory is mine! Did you see how kick-ass we could be? Kick-ass, you guys were kick-ass. You did great. Asses were kicked. Thank you so much for your support today. I bowed my head down to all four corners and left the ring. And so I ended the tournament with another great memory at this hall. Yeah, backstage, the most lifelike representations of these wrestlers I've ever seen. It's just, I guess, under the bright lights of the broadcast lights. Once you get it on the TV presentation in the ring there, it just, I guess, the filters sort of make things look a little weird. The day after the Young Lions Cup finals, I was called into the head office. Great work, we're going to send you away. Reporting. I guess that's me. Reporting! Oh, it's good to see you, winner of the Young Lion Cup. Thanks, Kushida. What a goofy grin. That was a great match yesterday, thanks, Liger. Liger and Kushida, when you were a trainee, I thought you might just quit, but now you're a champ. Well, I won a Young Lion trophy. It's not so bad being your mentor after all. Ha 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 ha, thanks, Liger. I thought you were the one who had high hopes for him. Why don't you give him the praise he deserves? Huh? Liger had high hopes for me. Really? Hey, Kushida, keep your big mouth shut. Whoa, I would listen to him. His fist is the same size as his head. Considering it's a celebratory moment, can't you tame the furious beast for now? Well, it's a fact he won the tournament, and I did have high hopes for Rad, it's true. He dreamed of being a junior and never even thought for a second of giving up. Well, who wouldn't have high hopes for him? Liger, that's so kick-ass, which is apparently my favorite term. Oh, quit it with that word. I agree, Liger. Haha, I see some tough love there. I can't get enough of you two. Kushida! Dude! You're making fun of me, aren't you? Anyways, do you know why you're here, Rad? Yeah, you're about to send me on an excursion. No, sir. They just told me to pack for an expedition. I thought training was off for the next 2 weeks. Yep, that's for the folks in Japan. Folks in Japan? Yep, starting tomorrow you'll be part of the overseas group. Well, you'll be on an overseas training expedition, more precisely. GWA? Are you serious? I get to go overseas? That's right, and we already have a destination for you. The SWA in America. Hope you're familiar with them. That is an entirely fictional group of wrestlers made up for this game. That's one of the major wrestling associations in the USA, and I really get to go there? You sure do. They happen to be looking for someone middleweight. Things are heating up over there with a bunch of good wrestlers coming in. You want to be a junior, right? That's why you're sending me to SWA. Thank you so much. I'll go, and I'll definitely make the most out of it. I knew you'd say that. Get ready then for your departure then. Yes, sir, then. Cool. This lonely little Canadian in Japan is going to fly to America. A few hours later, I find myself at Narita Airport with a one-way ticket in my hand. My overseas training expedition is about to start. A one-way ticket? If you don't make enough money in the industry to fly your way back, you're useless to us. Passengers boarding flight 690, nice, to Los Angeles. Please proceed to gate 19. 2 hours until takeoff. Yesterday I was in the ring. Today I'll be up in the clouds. No time off to like heal. I just did like a one-night tournament. Never mind. Ooh, and tomorrow I'll be in the SWA training center. I never thought winning the Young Lion Cup would turn my life around so drastically. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't anxious about leaving Japan, the dojo, and being in America all on my own, like the language barrier alone. But I've got a dream. Some people come back completely transformed and kickstart their career. Others fade out. What happens next depends on me. Well, I've already sort of picked my look and stuff, so I knew an excursion was coming. So I've kind of like already finalized all that stuff. If I'm going, I'm sure to come back stronger. This is going to be one kick-ass expedition. Man, I wish Mark Millar didn't write my dialogue in this. Whoosh! That's all the animation you'll get. And here we are in an entirely generated ring. Junior Heavyweight, Young Lion, end. All right, we've ended our time as a Young Lion. SWA Middleweight, begin. Ooh, promising talent. Headed to SWA, says the Daily Fire Pro Wrestling magazine. I wish there were a Daily Fire Pro Wrestling magazine. Leaving from Haneda, I made my connecting flight in Los Angeles and arrived in San Francisco. The total flight time was 12 hours. I don't know why that's important. America, the superpower of pro wrestling. I had dreamed of coming here to perform ever since I was a kid. I was supposed to meet some people in the lobby holding a board. The board. Where's the board? In Hollywood movies, when the hero walks out of the terminal, they see someone holding a sign with their name on it. But instead, I was greeted by a weirdo with a mohawk. Hey, hey, hey! Oh, it's Fat Albert. Is he talking to me? Hey, you! I've been calling you, you punk, you dirtbag. His Japanese accent is atrocious, and I can only make out half of what he says. But he must be here for me. Haha, hello! My name is Izu. Oh my gosh. I put myself as Canadian. Never mind. Your English is terrible. Don't hurt yourself. My Japanese is super perfect. Ya punk. It's not quite perfect, but it's better than my English. Okay, let's speak Japanese then. Nice to meet you. I'm Rad Gnarly. I came from Japan to train as a pro wrestler. Okay, Rad, I heard of you. You're more handsome than I thought, you punk. Well, that's inappropriate. I'm Steel Johnson. I'm an SWA pro wrestler. I'll take care of you. Sorry, you punk. So you're a wrestler. I think I've seen you on the internet. I didn't recognize you. That's nice. That's a nice catch-all, right? Oh yeah, I think I've seen some of your stuff on the internet. That would be a good way to just blow people off that you didn't actually have seen any of their stuff. I didn't recognize you out of your costume, Steel Johnson. I got into a taxi with Steel Johnson. The ride takes about an hour, and I take in the sights of San Francisco. We arrived at the SWA training center just outside the city. Oh, look at that! A crowd of real people. We're here. Get your bags. Your dirt bags. Oh, the Spike Wrestling Association, is that it? That's just the company that made this. Okay. The SWA training gym. I'd seen it on the internet. SWA is short for Spike Wrestling Association. It's a major promotion with 30 years of history in the professional wrestling superpower that is America. I think the 30 years of history they're referring to are the 30 years of like Fire Pro games. They have a rich variety of wrestlers and equally varied match types, but their house style is similar to the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong style. Okay. Their training center has produced many stars. Many of the NJPW forebearers had trained here before. This would be my new home base. They mean like the NWA, like when they talk about the New Japan like trading back and forth and stuff. They're referencing their former relationship with the NWA, but is the SWA here? All right, I can do this. I'll make this a kick-ass training expedition. I really wish you'd stop saying kick-ass. It's so lame. There were fans gathered at the entrance to the training center, and there was a long line forming. Steel, who are these people? Are they hoping to see some wrestlers? What are you talking about? We're having a house show today. You're on the card, too, you dirtbag. So fresh off the plane after a 12-hour flight, we're going to throw you right in the ring. There's a match today, and I'm wrestling, but I just got off the plane. Yeah, that's why I came to get you at the airport. You're right on time. Hurry up and change so you can get up there. This is all unfolding much too fast. It's only been one day since I won the Young Lion Cup, and now I'm making my overseas debut. What a whirlwind 24 hours in my career. But that's just the way. You got to make those towns. All right, then I'll do it. I'll show the American fans what Rad of NJPW fame is capable of. Okie doke. Let's train up and do it. Okay, let me do all of my major categories. 3 times, rank up, 1 more rank up here. Bonk, bonk, bonk. There are 6s and 7s. I have 2 left. Let's do breathing while bleeding, and movement speed. Perfect. Yes, please. Okay. Actually helps our agility as well. I can leave training now. I think I'm good. Save that data. We are no longer Young Lion. We are on our SWA excursion, and we were thrown into the ring immediately. Let's see how this shakes out. Oh! Rad Gnarly teaming with Bobby, Red Dragon, and Max Bertrand. I don't know who's who. Against Dag Boomer, Oliver Espadas, Trevor Darius, and Mr. Cobra. All right. Let's check the settings on this. Oh, there we go. Comp levels is finally going up. Okay. Okay. Okie doke. Let's do it. Hey, Gadget. Thanks very much for the honk. Shout out to the Bruce Green and Bruce's Gooses, without whom I would never have made affiliate. Hope you're having a good day there, Gadget. Nice to see ya. Wait. Where is everybody? Why is it just... Oh no, is this a timed battle royal? In my first match? Hang on. Hang on. See what happens when that 2-minute hits. That's why it had entrance settings. This is an 8-person match. Oh! Is it safe to wrestle with that chain on? Cannonball! Oof. Get away from me. Okay, here we go. 10 seconds. Cloverleaf this guy. Yep, here we go. It's gonna be an 8-person match. which I started at the very... Man, oh man. We're in a huge arena, too. Ugh. Gonna fight off all these fools. Like, I have no defense. I have all offense, for sure. So let's concentrate on this dude. You and me, Yellow Pants. Nice to meet you. Ha ha ha. Okay. Did you give him Pledge of Allegiance or something? Boom, so I can still... Okay, DQs are still on, cannons are not. Got it. I was just double checking there. Gotta keep my eye on the prize. More people get added to the mix. Here, go partner off with... No. I've already been putting work in on this guy. Here, you. Go over there. Leave me alone. I got work to do. Yeah, cloverleaf this fool. I think that's Mr. Cobra, but I have no idea who goes with what name there. Other than this guy's weird sound every time he throws a kick or a punch. Oh, nice. Yeah, you also got the Fire Promoter DLC? Good times, huh? Yeah, the community, the Steam community, especially, just like you can literally just get anybody you ever wanted to see in a wrestling ring. You can make it happen thanks to this thing. Incredible stuff. As we now welcome our 5th competitor in this one. Ooh, last shot to the back of the head of this dork. Eradicator. Oh. Thwarted. I also highly recommend, since you have it now, the Move Creator is free. You might want to grab that, and then you can start grabbing custom moves and stuff. It's also part of the DLC, but you don't have to pay anything for that. I mean, personally, I highly recommend every pack available because they all add new moves and new characters and new edit parts and new storylines for the most part. But they regularly go on sale as well. This guy's nuts. Oh, see, I evaded that suplex to the inside outside there, or outside in. No, I have no submission defense. Stay away. Okay, this dude. I'm trying to beat this dude and have been trying for ages. Oh, come on.
2, 3.
Eradicator! Oh. Natural selection. Blam! Nice. Well, you know, the base game and the move creator and stuff, and just access to the workshop, that'll keep you entertained for a while, or should hopefully keep you entertained for a while. Congrats. I'm always happy when more people invest in this thing. Definitely my favorite pro wrestling franchise. Stay away. I'm trying to pin this fool. Stay back. Stay back. Oh, you jerk. What are you, working together? It's everyone for themselves. This guy looks like a Greco-Roman kind of dude. Eradicator! Ugh. Cocky pin. Leave me alone. Oh, you dingus. There, fine. Break his leg. I don't care. Get him out of there. Just get him out of the match. You and me, buddy. We're working on him together. Best of friends. Yeah! Come on, come on, come on, come on! Got him! One down. Okay, get out of the ring, get out of the ring, get out of the way. Okay. One down, 6 more to go, including the person that's just about to show up. All right. Yellow Pants was out next, trying to go in order, since they should have theoretically absorbed the most punishment, you would think. Get some chops going. Oh no, that's a big boy. Oh dear, coming right for me too. Yikes. Where's Steele Johnson? I guess they're more of a player coach. Yeah, this guy's a submission special for sure. Boom! Boom! Off the ropes. Boom! Eradicator! Boom! Cover! 1, 2. Oh! Thought I had him off that amazing sequence. Oof. Countering Texas Cloverleaf. Oh, the only DLC that doesn't actually add, I don't think so, it doesn't add new characters or new moves or edit parts or anything like that, is the like Fighting Road Beyond or something like that, which everyone Suda 51 wrote as a direct sequel to an earlier storyline that he wrote in another Fire Pro game where like Dick Slender murders you or your family or something like that. Or no, Dick Slender murders your family and then you get revenge by taking the World Heavyweight title from Dick Slender, but then life is so terrible that you end up taking your life or something like that at the end of that story mode. So he wrote a sequel to that got released for this game like 15 years later. About, like, I think the son of that wrestler. Something crazy. We're going to be going through that once we finish our junior career, don't worry. Mind you, I haven't done a heavyweight career yet on stream, so we might do that first. I might graduate Rad Gnarly to the heavyweight division first, before we tackle that weird story. Leave me alone, leave me alone. Okay, good. Yellow Pants is done. I don't care if I eliminate everybody, I just need to be here at the end. Get the guy in the green. Leave me out of it. Cloverleaf. Let me tap this dude. Now, I don't know in what order the rest of these people came in, other than that the big guy in the yellow was last. So I'm just going to do my best to fight everybody. Oof! Tripped up. No, 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 no. Oof. Uh-oh. Booga! Drop kick to the mush. Take a breather every time I get up. Eradicator! Blam! Into the pin. Get over here, ref. Oh! Put my finish over, you jerks. Hey, SST Ninja. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good one. Oh no! My leg! My leg! My precious leg! Okay. I am in the fluorescent trunks, or the fluorescent singlet, trying to survive this 8-person match. Everyone is out for themselves. As you can see, we got 6 people left. Oh, that was a weird... Oh, dang it. Turned off my screen again. 1 second. Randomly, too. It's not even like it does it at the same interval. Too close, too close. Oh no, that guy's the freshest. The big yellow dude is the freshest. Leave me alone. I just got off the plane from Japan. I'm weary from travel. There, there, there. Get this guy. Oh no, countered. Ah, dropped out of the ring. We were 20 minutes gone in this one. I'll wait. I'll wait for y'all to beat each other up. I don't mind at all. Into a cover. They were just worn down enough for me to pin. I don't even know what they got hit with last. I just went for a cover. Eradicator! Critical! They're done. Ding, 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 and then I'll just pick them up so they can go get some medical help. As soon as they stop. There you go. Okay, down to the final 4. This amazing newcomer, Rad Gnarly, in and amongst the group. Wasn't expecting that. I don't want to attack anybody because that'll just, you know, lure them toward me. Boom! There's one for the big guy. You and I think you're next. You in the orange. Eradicator. No, 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 no. Oh, I don't even drop him with a single kick yet. Okay, the big yellow guy's only been in the match for like 10 minutes. He came in at the 12-minute mark. Okay, I'm up first. Up first again. Oof, missed, missed, missed. Not even close. Ooh, missed again. Nice try. Powerbomb. Eradicator! They've been pretty good, actually. We had a good 10-match card earlier. The GWA held a 10-match supercard, as they do. Yeah, I got rid of Orange Pants. 5 championship matches, 5 new champions. So that's unprecedented before. And then we set up some new title matches for next week. We have a new signee and a new stable that we're ready to debut next week as well. Lots of good stuff going in the GWA. And meanwhile, in my junior career, I just won the New Japan Young Lions Cup, and they sent me on excursion to the Americas. Here I am at the SWA, and they immediately threw me into an 8-person matchup as the first entrant. A timed battle royal style, and now I'm awaiting the victor of these two. Picking my spot. Get him, get him, get him. Don't. You silly Billy. I'm trying to help you. Oof. And I, of course, Eradicator to the big man! Ugh. Got him! Just me and this like straight up Roman wrestler guy left. Ugh. Eradicator! Ugh. Oh, kicks out. Whoop. Boom, big power slam off the ropes. Grab that chair. I'm not afraid to use it. Welcome to the SWA, mofo. Blam! Get up. Get up. There we go. Eradicator! Oof. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! That's what you get for putting me in a match after I'm off a 12-hour plane flight. I beat everybody. I didn't pin everyone, but I won the match. Holy, oh, I at least did 3 of the people. Okay, who did I beat last? 28-34, that's, or 2 of the people. So, Max Bertrand was the, okay, Mr. Cobra was the guy with the chain. Bobby was the guy in yellow pants? Anyway, new moves and training points. That's all I care about. So, my American debut was a battle royal at the training gym. I was introduced as a surprise entry from New Japan Pro Wrestling, but the fans gave me a big cheer. Well, I also won the thing. It was my first match against the non-Japanese wrestlers, but the bout swung in my favor and I managed to eke out a win. Nice going, Japan. We'll remember you. They just think I'm Japan, even though my character is Canadian. Having had my first taste of real pro wrestling, I came down from the ring of my debut bout and headed for the exit gate. That's when it happened. Uh-oh. Hey, wait right there. The voice I heard through the microphone was unbelievably Japanese. He wasn't in the battle royal. All those cheers, a booming applause. You thought you had a great debut bout in America, didn't you? Well, listen here, kid. These cheers and applause aren't for you. They're only cheering because you're here from New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know what that means? No matter how much value New Japan Pro Wrestling has, you're worth nothing. What? Try saying that again. Who is this Japanese guy? He's obviously a pro wrestler, but I've never seen him. Is he an SWA wrestler? I'm guessing he is because he's cartoon and not a photograph. Come on, this is America, right? If you're a pro, then say it in English so the crowd can understand. Tell him how you didn't earn your way here. He suddenly started speaking in fluent English, but I didn't understand, so I couldn't answer. Pff, so that's all you've got. So you could be in an SWA match even if you don't speak English? That's impressive. They came from New Japan Pro Wrestling with a silver spoon in their mouth. Listen, as a Japanese wrestler myself, I've never seen an amateur like you as a pro. I'll crush any talentless twerp who just got pushed through the ranks. He no miya, he no miya, he no miya, he no miya. Just let it slide, Rad. This isn't the time or the place. Ooh. Steel dragged me through the exit gate. The man's mic performance had whipped the crowd into a frenzy. Who is that guy? We're at the, the press conference area. That guy is Takaya Hinomiya. He's Japanese, but he's contracted with the SWA. He said on the mic that you came from New Japan with a silver spoon in your mouth. He's always looking for a fight. There's nothing you can do. He says, I have a silver spoon in my mouth? Damn. He thinks he can make fun of me? Takaya Hinomiya, you're on the list. Or my list. Your kiss is on my list. Alright, I don't need to worry about this until later. Let's do defense. Defense, 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 please. Just some of this. Some submission. There we go. Submission defense for sure. That's what we're weakest at. Or we're weakest at. What do we get up to? 4s and 5s. Love it. Love it! The only thing we're bad at is arm now. Where do we do that? I wonder. Nope. Not there. Nope. 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 There we go. Neck endurance. Okay, these first two. Alright. Wrestler edit. Let's go see if there's any new fun moves. Moveset. Ooh, new moves all over the place. We have a really good... We got a really good... I'd like to get away from the bank statement if I could, actually. We got a really good thing going. I just want a submission of some sort. Arm lock. Oh no. Leg lock. Chicken wing? I might do chicken wing. Or a choke hold. Push that down, stretch that out. Alright. Scissor sleeper, sleeper hold. A choke sleeper. Backbreaker? Oh, here we go. Some stretches. Ah, I do love a good twist. Oof. Love it. Torture Cobra. Okay, leaving training. New submission move. Foreign excursion. Okay, the chapters themselves always just go up. We're just on the foreign excursion section. I didn't think there would be 34 chapters in foreign excursion. A week after my debut bout in the SWA, I joined the SWA circuit. It was a 2-week tour of cities on the West Coast. Wonder what city this actually is. Like I just bought some stock footage and adjusted it slightly. Today's match is in a mid-sized arena. The dressing room is a confusion of wrestlers. You're already ready! Ha 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 ha. This Japanese was weird as always, but I was just happy to have Steel with me. I'm in great condition. I'm going to show my stuff in the series starting today. That's the spirit. You're ready in body and mind. Today you have a tag match against Hinomiya. And your partner is me, Steel Johnson. Hinomiya? He's the one who was picking a fight with me. I don't know what kind of wrestler he is, but now's my chance. I'll show him that I've earned my place. You're raring to go. You're already ready. But you can't let your guard down. Hinomiya has a lot more experience than you. I'll do my best to support you today. You give your all against Hinomiya. No problem. Who's his partner? Let's get them both. Max Bertrand, huh? That old so-and-so. Let's do it. Rad Gnarly and Steel Johnson. Takaya Hinomiya and Max Bertrand. You're going down, Hinomiya. How dare you say I haven't earned my place here just because you're bigger than I am. And much more muscly. Come on, you jerk. Give me the business. Think you're all that?
1, 2, 3,
Get up.
4, 5, 6,
Cloverleaf.
7, 8,
Wearing you down. Wearing you down.
10, 11,
Throw it in the
12,
corner. Back into the ring. Yeah, you better tag out. Had enough, huh? Blam. Take that. Come on, come on. Oh no, we're going full Hinomiya here.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky. Ugh. Another spin kick. I'm just kicking you into the corner so you can tag your friend. Boom! Big power slam. Drop a couple elbows. Ruin your day with a kick in the midsection. That's right. Thank you for the boost there, SSC Ninja. We are absolutely going to crush him as best we can. Yeah, jumping elbow to the face. Thought you got away from it, but you didn't. Now I can start moving you around the ring like I want. Last shot to the back of the head. Blam! Go ahead and tag out. I just have more of the same for your partner. Go ahead. Go ahead. Coward. Oof. Oof. Sure, get a numbers advantage and see if that helps you. Here we go, here we go. Just gotta get this timing right. See you later. Top rope. Uranagi into the middle of the ring. Took it out of me, but it was well worth it. Oh, missed. Missed that discus lariat. Dang it. Cannonball. Blam.
5 minutes gone.
Cloverleaf. Start working on that submission. Oh, oh dear. Oh dear. Get off. Speaking of, I forgot that his tag team partner was that Olympian. Another cannonball in the corner, but we got him in the proper corner this time. Blam! Get up. So I can put you down. Eradicator! Into the cover.
1, 2.
Oh, almost got him. What are you doing, Bertrand? What are you doing? Getting brain-bustered onto the turnbuckle is what you're doing. Meanwhile, I'm going to throw your partner into the middle of the ring. Big old pile driver. Boom. Natural selection. Ka-cha. Into the last shot. Yeah. Into the Eradicator. Yeah. Into the pin. 1, 2, nope. Broken up by the partner once again. Another Eradicator. Ugh. What is this? Oh, nice! I don't think I've used that before. Boom! Off the ropes again! Blam! Now get up. Oh, you better run. You coward. Here, take this. Something to think about on your way out of the ring. Get up. Get up. Call me out, will you? Call me out, will you? Get in this ring.
2.
Eradicator. Ugh. You get outside. I'm worried about your partner here. Get in here. Eat finisher over and over again. Did you hit my friend on the way by? You fool. You fool. Whoa, big tough man. Yeah, tagging your partner. Main event spine buster. Here, let me help you over in the corner for you. There, go tag your partner. I'll wait here. Just getting warmed up. Oh yeah, that's brave of you. Yeah! Boom! A huge spine buster. Here, maybe this will get your partner into the ring. Oh, okay, now. There we go. That's what I wanted in the first place. Get out of my way. Oh, dang. Oh, counter the MMA move. Get up. Oh, dang. Can't do it again. Big lifting chops. Kinomiya will think twice before calling me out for nonsense again. Blam! Huge discus lariat. Eradicator. Oof. Eradicator. Over and over again. You gotta tag up before you do anything. Best of luck. That's right. Absolute domination. Steel Johnson didn't have to do anything. Blam! Take that, everybody. Consider them crushed. Got a new move and some more training points. Due to an amazing combination with Steel Johnson, Rad won the match. The crowd is going wild. Rad, 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 rad. After winning the tag match, Steel and I raised our hands in response to the cheers of the crowd. Did you see that, Hinomiya? I hope that proved I earned my place, so don't mess around with me. Yeah, I hit you with my finish like 10 times in that match. Wait now, Silver Spoon Boy. Didn't I tell you this is America, or don't you understand Japanese? By the way, all of your gear is silver. Just throwing that out. What? You're the one who lost, so get out of here. I can't stand guys like you who think they're so special just because of the group they came from. Merit is important in this country. This isn't a place for people without it. Silver Spoon Boy. He's calling you a silver spooner again. What? Now I'm getting angry. One-on-one. You and me in a one-on-one match. Hinomiya grinned after listening to my mic performance. One-on-one? That's just what I wanted. I will take you down. You're just a small fry without steel to protect you. I accept your challenge to a one-on-one match. This guy just asking for a beating, but you must agree to my conditions. Uh-oh. Looks like Hinomiya has a request. I will do whatever you want. Spit it out, jerk. Ha ha ha. My condition? Cage match? Cage match! Takaya Hinomiya versus Rad in a cage death match. It is decided. What's this? What's this? It's a cage death match between Japanese wrestlers here at SWA. A cage death match? Fine, I'll take any match you want. What does he have against me? What's going through his head? Cage deathmatch challenge. I wonder how I win this one. Steel and I left the arena, heated from hearing about the cage deathmatch, and returned to the dressing room. I honestly don't know if I have to escape or not. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, let's work on our defenses. There we go. 2 of these. And stretch an arm. Oh, this is nice too. Boo, boo, boo. Back endurance. Okay. Oh yeah, I guess we have to still work on those low, medium, and high endurances and stuff. Neck, back, leg, arm. Okay, so all the endurances are in the strength thing. Got it. I don't think I need to change my moves at all. They're pretty devastating. Yeah, this is pretty fun. This was one of the add-ons you can buy for the game. They did a heavyweight division fighting road, like championship, or I guess you start as a young lion and work your way to the main event of Wrestle Kingdom as a heavyweight. Then later they released this junior heavyweight one, which seems to be very much based around impressing Jushin Liger. And then they have a third one written by Suda51 that I'm going to check out at some point. My cage match against Hinomiya was added to next month's show. So what's happened is, so far in my career, I have trained at the New Japan Dojo, made my debut as a young lion for New Japan, won the Young Lions Cup that made me like, or that got me like, that was like an 8-person tournament. And then they sent me to America, where I'm looking at a photo of what I'm assuming is the crowd that showed up for one of the New Japan shows that they ran in California, because that means that they would own this photograph of all these American people clambering into the building and stuff in their Bullet Club shirts. That's pretty fun. This is my first chance in the SWA and the biggest of my career. I won't let it pass me by. I'll make mine the best bout of the night and make Hinomiya choke on his pride. The day is finally here. So all these SWA wrestlers are made by the company that made the game. Like, it's an entirely fictitious Fed. But all the New Japan edits were officially commissioned by the promotion, so they're like, I don't know, extra authentic. Like, they added new moves for everybody and new edit parts so everyone looks as best they can. The day is here, finally here. Turn the tables on him. You don't have to tell me that. I'll make him regret ever messing with me. He's been hounding me ever since we met on my first day. I'm about to burst with frustration. He doesn't like you. I understand how Hinomino feels, you punk. How Hinomino feels? What do you mean by that? Hinomino wasn't able to be a pro wrestler in Japan. He trained in boxing and MMA and tried out for SWA. He's jealous of you, Rad, because you come from New Japan. That's what I think anyway. So that's his story, huh? He never was a pro in Japan. I had no idea. So he came to America all by himself to become a pro wrestler. He worked so hard, and I must look like a sheltered little prince to him. That's simple, Steel. I'll show him that I'm not Silver Spoon Boy in our bout. I'm gonna beat him from pillar to post. The cage is all set up. Get ready for your bout. It's time. Can you do this, you punk? Of course, this is gonna be a bout to remember. The cage around the ring enclosed the venue itself with its overwhelming presence. There you are. At least you didn't try to run away. Let's finish this, Hinomiya. Don't get ahead of yourself, Silver Spoon Boy. It took blood, sweat, and tears for me to get where I am in the SWA. I can't stand guys like you hiding behind some big company name, pampered their whole lives. I came up in boxing, MMA, and underground pro wrestling, so this cage feels just like home to me. That's right, Silver Spoon. You've never experienced anything like this. It is impressive that you came to America by yourself with no friends or guarantees. I'll give you that. But I wasn't coddled by New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I don't have a silver spoon in my mouth. I shed my own blood, sweat, and tears in New Japan. So today I'll show you just how hard I trained with them. You'll see just how great New Japan is. Enough talk. Ring the bell. I'm gonna crush this Silver Spoon Boy so bad he'll never get up again. Ding, says Gong. The gong said ding, yo. The gong said ding. All right, let me check my settings. I can only win by escaping the cage. Okay, that's what I wanted to check. I don't know how to do that, so this will be fun. I'm gonna have to beat this guy into submission and then figure out... Hang on a second. I can still critical him though, so I can either I knock him out or I escape the cage. Those are my two ways out of this. Here we go, which should be our main event of today's activities, I think, depending on how long this goes. I might be doing one more. Come on, you punk. Come on, you punk. That's right, I'm starting to pick up this language from Steel Johnson. Me and my Japanese learning English ways. Like all the poor Japanese talent that came to America and first found their way to like the ECW locker room. I would imagine they learned the swears first. Like a Tajiri, but he has a foul mouth. In like a good-natured way, I mean. Like Taka. Taka definitely swears a lot. Ooh, hard to see from some angles. But I'm the one brightly colored, and the one who calls me Silver Spoon Boy is the one clad almost entirely in silver. So figure that one out. Ooh. Oh, he flipped over to counter that somehow. Very interesting. You feel right at home in here, do you? How's that feel? Does that feel good? Does that feel homey? Come here. Come here, you jerk. Bothering me the whole time I'm here. Cannonball! Baga! Threw all 187 pounds of myself at him. Boom! Big choke slam. Okay, I'm not even on the proper side of the ropes. Do I have to go out to the apron first? Okay, that shakes it. Okay, there we go. Oh, was that ever fast? Hey! Hey! I can't stop them! They're gonna win! I can't stop them. I don't know how the cage works. Oh, that was so lame. Boo! That was so lame. I don't know how to work the cage. Like, what am I supposed to... I was trying to drop off. Like, how do you just drop down, back down? Boo! That was terrible. Boo! Super boo! Super boo! You won by running away from me, you coward! Boo! Big old boo! Pure animal instinct. The only way out was through my opponent. No, this is dumb. What just happened? Leave training. I'm trying to leave this mode and load my game. Quit. Yep, I would like to quit, thanks. Load data. Let's try that again, because that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I don't know the controls of Cage. I'm trying to figure it out on the way. Alright, let's try that again. There's no way I beat them up for 5 minutes and then just unabated just walk out of the cage. Because they shook me off the cage, no problem, and then I tried to do the same to them and it didn't work, and they just went on their merry way and won the match. Like, that was... no, that's not how this works at all. Get it together, Fire Pro. Like you do regular wrestling so well. Don't let me down on this cage match stipulation. I don't mind losing eventually in an actual contest where they earn it, but that is just basically, I don't know how what the controls are, and like your older sibling or whatever is just gonna be like, oh, that's okay, you'll figure it out, as they just annihilate you. You know what I mean? That's not fair. All right, you dingus. I'm gonna beat you up for 10 minutes before I even go to the cage. How about that? Blam! Like, you shouldn't have even had the opportunity to climb the thing. I was just trying to test it out for myself to see how it worked. Ugh. Call me a coward. Call me Silver Spoon Boy. Hwah! I'm gonna hit every move I have against E. Blam! Oh, can't hit the Eradicator yet. Oh, getting second wind. Like, if you somehow incapacitate me and win, no problem. But just based on the fact that I don't know the controls, that's not cool. Oh, there we go, into the actual visible part of the ring. And then out of it. Well, we're going vicious now. Boom! Get up. Pile driver. Boom. Get up. Pile driver.
5 minutes gone.
5 minutes gone. Finisher. Oh, he rolled right through it. Trying to show his fighting spirit. To no avail. Eradicator. Get up. Oh, they're way down. This would have done it. Like, this should do me enough to get out of the cage. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. No, too late. That's all I needed to do, it seems. There. They're still not very good. They're still not very good at all. But I washed my hands of this cage match feud. Getting the heck out of there. I still get the same 400 points in the same move. I'm moves unlocked, I'm sure. Pure Animal Instinct, the only way out was through my opponent. Crowd shrieked every time one of us pinned the other against the metal links, which we never did. And the one who survived to grab the glory was me. The winner is Rad, and what an intense match. I hope I don't have to do too many more of those. Emerge from the cave alive. Cage, not cave. Hey Rad, you did it, you punk. A cave match would be great. You took down Hinomiya. Pant, pant, pant. I almost gave up so many times, but I just couldn't lose. I mean, I technically did lose once and had to restart because I didn't know the controls. Even at the end there, I only made an attempt to leave the cage because they were down for so long. I'm like, oh, maybe that's a state where you get them to a certain level and they just stay down for you to leave. I waved to the cheering Full House crowd as I made my way to the exit gate. They almost won also, by the way. They were halfway down the side of the cage, like climbing 3 times as fast as me. You would think. Hinomiya, you lost today. Just take it like a man, you dirtbag. Rad. You showed me how tough New Japan Pro Wrestling can be. I regret calling you Silver Spoon Boy. Hinomiya, you kick ass. If I hadn't gotten into New Japan, I could never have come to America all by myself like you did. You fought tooth and nail to train as a warrior, and you did it all by yourself. You really are. Kick ass. Rad, are you acknowledging me, even after all that stuff I said? Well, that was pretty annoying, but the bout today was only so good because you were my opponent. I was only able to go over my limits because of you, Hinomiya. Annoying, huh? I feel the same way. We actually agree on something, that we annoy each other. Hinomiya, you and I can set this pro wrestling circuit on fire. That's what I wanted to hear. Now work on your English. Hinomiya and I shook hands and hugged. It felt refreshing, completely different than inside the cage. I wonder what happens if you lose. I guess you just keep going. Or the feud continues. Hinomiya, what an incredible match. You Japanese guys are really something. I certainly wouldn't have admitted that New Japan was nothing or whatever. The cheers of the crowd continued long after Hinomiya and I left the arena. Oh, that's 6.5 minutes of action. Okay. Defense. Also endurance. Normal neck endurance. Let's go back endurance. Okay, 2 more on that. Leg endurance. Let's see how this goes. Ah, okay. Oops, didn't want to do this one actually. That was a mistake. I wanted arm endurance. Okay, these 4. Okay, these 4. Leave training. We have time for one more match, I think. After those 2 cage match main events. I was hoping to prolong that one for much longer, but it would have just been like a stiff beating to that guy over and over again. My only other thing to do there was to try to critical them, so I didn't have to bother climbing out of the cage at all. The cage deathmatch against Hinomiya went viral in the fan community. It was getting tons of hits on online video sites. I started working my way up the card, a sure sign of my growing popularity. I was getting used to life in America and the SWA. Just when I was thinking of taking it to the next level, the perfect opportunity arrived. What's up, Steel? How about it? Winning big? You're the biggest thing since sliced cheese. Your Japanese is as hard to understand as ever, Steel. I'm amazed I can even understand you. There's going to be a light heavyweight tournament, that's junior heavyweight, in New Japan, so it's finally time. There are a lot of good junior wrestlers in SWA, so I knew they'd be making a one-on-one tournament soon. Another tourney! You were right, good instincts, and of course, you're in the tournament. All right, the bell of opportunity has been rung. You've been real popular since that cage match with Hinomiya, you dirtbag. It's hard to tell if you're praising me or cursing me out, but this is my big chance to shoot to the top of the junior division. Today is a 6-man tag team match where the wrestlers entered in the tournament. Make sure you get a feel for your rivals. Is it only a 6-person tournament? Oh yeah, we call those preliminary matches in New Japan. Yeah, they call them preliminary matches everywhere. I'll show everyone that I'm the favorite to win the championship. Undercard. So on and so forth. What? These gigantic people are all junior wrestlers? Okay, so Rad Gnarly, I guess Leonardo Pasquale is the person in green, red, and white, and Dag Boomer is that big feller, against Blood Angel, who I'm assuming is in the purple, Mr. Cobra, who we were previously aware of, and Sam Blocks, who actually looks like to be a tag team partner of Mr. Cobra just based on their attire. Okay. Away we go. These people are all in the same junior tournament? Some of them are huge. Like this Dag Boomer fella. You I would buy as another junior heavyweight or light heavyweight, sure. Blam. I also like that the default miscellaneous sort of text that goes across the back of Trunks in Fire Pro is Uwu. If you look at the back there, that's a U, a W, and a U. Uwu. All right, big boy. the ropes. Oh. Went for the elbow a little too early. So I don't technically have to win. I just need to be... I mean, I guess it's better for me to be on the winning side of things. But I also... If I tag out, I'm not in control of any of my partners. And it's up to them to tag me back in.
5,
So I'd rather just carry the bulk of the offense myself.
Oh!
Man, this guy's yelling. It's hilarious. Oh! Every time he does anything. Oh. Okay, that's a big lariat, is it? Blam! There we go. Shoulder breaker! That's right, take your time. Try to endure it the best you can. Nice try. All the way off the ropes, last shot to the back of the head. Oh, no you don't. Oh, no you don't. Oh, I didn't have to pose or use my actual clencher for that one. Dead center in the middle of the ring. Cloverleaf as I stare at your partners, daring them to come in and save you. And they do. Oh dear. Snap suplex to 1. Alright, they're going to be able to tag out now that I missed that pile driver.
5 minutes gone.
Oh no! Double suplex. My poor fragile body. Get up, get up, get up. Choke slam to the big man. That's right. Don't let my diminutive size fool you. It means diminutive in terms of pro wrestler size. Blam! Eradicator out of nowhere! Defend me! Nope, my partners don't care. Oh, almost did it too. Almost put him down. Ugh, second Eradicator. Okay, you guys chill out over there. Protect me! Oh, almost did it. One more should do the trick. Oh, I can't do it. Can't get it off. Try for the third Eradicator in a row. Going up top with this big old pile driver though. Come on, come on. Elbow drop, elbow drop, elbow drop. Oh no, big miss. Big whiff, big whiff. Get up, get up, get up. Okay. Man, more double team suplexes. Let me roll out of the ring. Oh dang, oh dang. Let go, let go. Stay down. Yeah, if you know what's good for you, you'll stay down. Ugh. Ugh. Big old knees to the back of the head. Bigger they are, the harder they get choke slammed. Ugh. Go over that corner and get me some real competition. Blam. Lure you over here. Eradicator. Criticals. Let me go stand in the middle of the ring and pose. Get up! You can't, can ya? Because I knocked you smooth out. That's right. That's right. Oh, I'm climbing the ranks. Stay down! That's what you get, Mr. Cobra. That is what you get. A new move and 500 more training points. What a victory. The light heavyweight ultra tournament preliminary match was pure chaos. The light heavyweight ultra tournament. There are almost no combination moves or cooperation. Everyone just brawled like it was a free-for-all. What an insane skirmish that was. The winner is Rad's team. Woo woo, yeah, can't wait for the tournament. The wrestlers all glared at each other even after the match finished. No one made a move to leave the ring. Then one of the wrestlers picked up the microphone. Blood Angel says, "Ladies and gentlemen, that was a fun 6-man tag team match." Yeah, Angel, that was a great match. Blood Angel, the SWA Light Heavyweight Champion. He reigns at the top of his weight class. Fans love his mix of orthodox wrestling and aerial maneuvers. He's held onto the belt for the past year. There are a lot of great light heavyweights from the SWA here today. I guarantee this tournament will be world class. You have my word that we would give the fans the best bout the world has seen, so give us your support at the tournament. Angel, Angel, Angel. At the end of Angel's mic performance, I like its mic performance and not like promo. The wrestlers all climbed out of the ring. The tournament had already begun. Like immediately? Angel's in the tournament too. He's in a different block, so if we meet, it would be in the final. Oh! A different block. This might be like the G1 Climax style then. I knew Angel had his eye on me. I'm going to win this tournament, and I'll steal that belt from him. Well, steal. I'm going to earn it. Like I'm going to defeat him for it, sure. Steal seems like a strange way to put it. Okay. How am I doing on endurances? Neck is normal. Arm is low. Arm endurance. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, baby. One more. There we go. Arm endurance, regular. And also my arm and stretch powers are now at 8. So I'm trying to get all my pores to mediums and all my lows to normal. Okay, I can already run up the, so which one is it? The post. Okay, what did that do? Arm endurance, normal. Okay. Neck endurance, normal. Got to do back and leg. That's this one and this one. Start working on that next. Leave our training. And we're just going to save for now, as we have the Light Heavyweight Ultra Tournament to participate in starting next week. So that'll be the second half of our broadcast, and the first half, of course, will be that 10-match GWA card that I'm going to put together for us. We have a slew of new champions in the card we did today. We have contenders being determined. Already took care of Pete Dunne's financial needs, and looking at the card here, yeah, I got all the plans I need to get us ready for next time. But that also means that that's going to do it for me for today, and I'd like to thank everybody for watching, no matter where or when you happen to be, and wishing you all chill vibes and, for the moment, non-contact high fives. If you find yourself in possession of a plethora of positive energy, please share it if you can spare it, and don't forget about your old pal, the Silent G, Rad Gnarly, saying so long for now. I'll be back Friday afternoon to protect law and order across the galaxy, or at least see justice at the end of a laser sword in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So until then, TTFN. Let's go see whom is live and whom we can spread a little love to. There we go. Let's go see Chris. Katsuni Creations is up, so let's go raid them for she's and G's. There we go. I think that did it well enough. Get that rocking and rolling. All right, thanks very much for hanging in there, everybody. Hopefully I see you tomorrow, and if not, thanks for spending the time with me you did. Take care now.